Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise, remove your hats in honor of America for our national anthem.
You are looking live at Kiggins Bowl in Vancouver, Washington, home of the Skyview Storm. The Storm are hosting the Union Titans tonight in a 4A GSHL football game, the final game of the regular season. I am Paul Valencia. Tony Liberator from Fort Vancouver is in the booth, and Cale Pylan from Evergreen Public Schools. You know what this is? It's the Clark County Today podcast team broadcasting a football game while we also do a little podcast stuff. It's going to be a little bit different for a couple of reasons tonight, Tony and Cale. One, we're going to do some podcast subjects. We're going to talk about state football and playoff stuff and a few other things. Talk about player injuries and things like that and how some players choose to play through injuries. We got one of those guys going for Union tonight. Well, actually, he's not playing tonight, but he has earlier in the season. But also, it's going to be a little odd for us because it's really difficult for us to see the names. We got rosters about 3 minutes ago, and they're on our phones. There are no big, giant roster sheets. They're just not here in the stadium, so we're going to do the best we can. But I want to say hello to Tony and Cale again. And Tony, why don't you say something brilliant?
Something brilliant. Yes. Did you know that Coach Kaiser's favorite pizza is pepperoni and olives?
That's right, you did.
I got a little tidbit from him, little game tidbit. So there you go. I'm rocking off this broadcast.
I would believe that, but I got a feeling that Kai's throws a little pineapple on there too. He's one of those.
Well, that's
guys.
another. I mean, this is a good podcast topic because does pineapple belong on pizza?
Now Cale, that's the first shot. That was the first shot fired tonight. Cale Pylan just accused someone of putting pineapple on a pizza.
Because I don't mind. I will eat pepperoni, olive, and pineapple. That sounds good right now.
And full disclosure, my son loves pineapple on pizza, so I don't dislike people who put it on their pizza. I just don't like it on mine.
Sure.
Exactly. But I know they can be fighting words though for people if Kaiser doesn't put pineapple on a pizza and you just said he did.
Okay.
Ooh,
we'll see.
And he can't defend himself.
He
He's
may be up
he's
here
on the
at halftime.
sideline. Yeah, he might be at halftime.
Right.
Right. So hey, they're doing the coin flip. Of course, we didn't pay attention because I don't know. I've been a fan of football my whole life. I've never cared who wins the coin flip. I mean, other than
Come on, the Raiders in the playoffs. You've never cared. We want to. We
don't
want to
feel
defer.
like that's an omen for the game.
No,
win the coin toss
I do not think so.
Okay.
For the last 20 years, I just heads or tails, we're probably going to lose. that's
I
how
have
it's
to
been
say
for
the
the Raiders.
greatest thing that Tavares Jackson ever did for the Seattle Seahawks as a backup quarterback was call overtime coin tosses. He was very good at that.
That's right.
Wasn't he 4 for 4 or something at one point, or he had an unbelievable streak? I do remember that.
You guys, the Seahawks have a great history with coin flips. I think
I
you
knew.
say
See,
we're
that's
gonna
the one. He's going to bring up the one time.
we want the ball, and
We want the ball and we're going to score.
and we're gonna score.
We're not.
Yeah, well, you didn't,
well,
but
the
he
other team
did
is
throw
gonna-
the touchdown
yes, he did
pass.
throw a touchdown
He did
pass,
throw the
yes,
touchdown
just
pass
to
to the other
Green Bay.
team. So, but here we are. So Skyview looks like going to kick off to Union. And by the way, I'm not really the play-by-play. That's Tony's thing. But I introduced it because it is kind of the podcast team. So we're all confused, but we're going to do our best.
We're just going to wing this one.
Skyview's trying to win and capture the number 2 seed from the 4A GSHL if they win this game tonight, most likely, because there's the other game going on, Camas and Battleground tonight. Camas looking to wrap up the number 1 seed. If Battleground stuns the world and beats Camas, then there's chaos.
Well, it's not too much chaos because it would just be a 3-way tie. They would all be tied for the league championship. But all 3 teams move on to Week 10, and the Week 10 game is hand-seeded, so there's no reason for any tiebreaker there.
Oh, okay. I got it.
That's-
So,
I
but you
figured
were
that.
saying
Now-
earlier, Kel, if Union wins this,
Yes,
If
here we
Union
go.
wins this and Camas beats Battleground, then there's a 3-way tie for second and third between Union, Skyview, and Battleground that we
Right.
would have to play off on Monday.
And that one, yeah, you would play it off because one of them doesn't advance.
But if Union wins this and Battleground were to beat Camas, Skyview suddenly finds themselves out. They would finish fourth.
oh my
cow.
gosh. Okay.
Whoa, I'm confused, but yes, I got it. So anyway, but no offense to Battleground fans out there. No one expects Battleground to beat Camas.
Going deep on the first play, and is that
Well, that was
number 1 turned into a DB there? Had to. Ooh.
Ben Allen turns into basically when you're a receiver, if you can't catch it, nobody catches it, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah,
that
he
was-
got rocked a little bit. I didn't see the number
they
because I didn't have a
They
roster.
rocked each other.
But let me
Oh
find that
gosh,
roster.
Skyview player is tried to get up and went down again, and
Yeah,
always-
you may want to take a. He was up in the air. That was a good collision. Both kids are down there at the 50 and the 48. It looks like the Skyview kid is walking off, but he's got a noticeable limp.
right.
Hope he's okay.
I
Got
hope.
number 29,
Looks like
Micah
29.
Robeson.
For me, I've always, as I watch injuries, I'm, as a football reporter for years, when I see that, I'm hoping it's just like they collided knees. It's no fun. It's very painful, but usually it's just a bruise, and
Right.
heck, you usually come back a couple minutes later when the pain goes away. I'm hoping that's the case. All right, so Union, 2nd and 10. Someone lined up offside. Don't know who yet.
Oh, I thought they were looking over for the offensive signal. Okay.
Offside
Refs
defense.
stop the clock. Here we go. Union's going to have 2nd.
3-5 for the
Five.
Titans.
So Coach Kaiser did give us a little bit of a rundown.
Coach
on
Kaiser of,
defense.
of Skyview.
Some of the kids to watch. Here, let's run this play. It's a handoff. And Skyview's D-line, which has been pretty physical all year, does stop that. So again, Coach Kaiser, some kids, some Storm players to watch tonight and have had excellent seasons. Number 9, Gavin Roth. Sorry, Gavin, I hope I pronounced that right. Kellen Wiggins, number 33. Caden Hamlin, number 11. Hezekiah Tua, number 7. And Jared Secor, number 13. And unfortunately, the kid that just took a hit there, Micah Robeson, number 29. So Union, 3rd down early. And Skyview strings that out.
And I believe
And
one of
the
the guys
Titans are
you
gonna
just
punt.
mentioned had the great tackle there, Jared Secor. I think it was number 13
Yep.
with the tackle to force 4th down. I've watched a few games of Skyview this year, and it seems like he makes 5-6 plays like that every game.
Titans look like they're going to go for it, or are they going to bounce back for a quick kick here?
Oh, hopefully it's a quick kick. They're
A
going.
little hard count,
Yeah.
which might turn into a quick kick. There it goes.
It's going to get. Oh,
Ooh,
takes a Skyview bounce.
Yep.
So a net, what is that, 17 yards, roughly?
Something like that, but
All right.
hey. Kale, they did a little fullback dive on second down, or 2nd and 5. Was it
A little power play in there.
I mean, it seemed like when you guys did that with Evergreen and then Union, you only did it like 3 times a game, but it always popped for 17 yards.
Well, you just got to know when to call it, Paul.
so not the second play of the game. Okay, I'll remember.
It depends. Duke Smolin, the offensive coordinator there, another former player of mine, as Kevin Code, the head coach. He was feeling it.
Right. So, to remind our listeners, Cale Pyland is a state champion football coach.
Oh,
Wait,
Titans
hold
with the early pick. Cannot see the number right now, but that was read quite well by, I presume where that was picked off, that was a backer, but he read that the whole way.
Elijah
Titans
Torres. I think it was Elijah Torres, number 23.
Titans get the ball back. Here
Don't
we
know
go,
if we'll have a
fellas.
replay. It looks like we do have a replay. Here we go. Jake Kennedy's had a great year for Skyview, but that one,
Yeah, he just dropped.
I don't think he ever saw him.
No.
The
Great
old,
play by Torres.
it happens in the NFL a lot too. It's like what's going on? Quarterback
Okay.
throws it right to him, and the quarterback just didn't even see him.
So a quick turnover by the Storm, and the Titans offense is back out. They're going trips left. Here comes that fly motion, and this time they hand it off, and got the corner a little
Got the
bit.
edge.
Yeah.
I think is that Ben Hallett, number 1?
Yep, that was the guy who was involved in the collision on the first play of the game.
Okay, so
Okay,
good. He's back.
so he's back. That's
All
good.
right.
And it looks like Robeson's back.
Okay, good. Both
So
kids are back.
I'm going to pat myself on the back and say that those were knees colliding. It's very painful, and then they're fine in a couple minutes.
So 2nd and short now for the Titans at the 41.
Sponsored by Dr. Valencia.
Titans with the short run, but it's going to be
Should be a first
Like
down.
it picked up the first down, yeah.
picked
that-
up 3 when they needed
Is
to,
that Alex
so moving
Olson?
the chains.
Is that number 6? I
Yeah,
can't- Yep.
yep.
Alex Olson.
Kel, you played against Kaiser a ton, or coached against him
Yes.
a ton. This cover 2 shell, that
The classic cover 2, yeah. Coach Kaiser
here's the play screen.
is known as a 4-3 cover 2 guy.
Titans picked up 2, maybe?
So Kaiser told me something. Didn't they switch their defense?
Yeah, it looks like it's an odd front.
Yeah, 3-4, whatever. But it's funny. Kaiser told me before the game. I know Kale's going to say, "Told you." So have you been trying to tell him this for years?
Yeah, we were an odd front team, that's for sure.
Hey, it looks like we got a little bit more, a better roster now to see for Union
Oh.
at least. I don't know if
Thank you,
Skyview's on the
Nick
back
Bowl
or
and
not.
crew.
Yay, Skyview's on the back. So
Okay.
we should be able to read.
We have something on paper here for the
paper a
rosters.
little
Thank
bit
you.
easier. That's good.
All right, so we're back to third and 4 and 5. So
Yep.
Union has the
This
whole
is-
playbook open for this.
This
though.
is
We'll see what
4-down
they got.
territory if they don't get it.
I was just
down.
going to say they'll probably go for it on
It's
4th
the
down.
maroon zone. That's one thing that I love about high school football, and then it became college, and then even in the pros now. More teams are going for it, and it started at the high school level. Coaches realizing that they're
I thought that was picked.
that
The
they're,
Titans do have a good kicker.
50-yard good?
But is he? Yeah,
I
50,
don't think
51
so,
yard
no,
good.
No.
That would be fun.
I was going to say
that would be fun to
awesome. I
watch.
would love that.
I'd like to see it. See it.
Okay, so here we go. First big decision of the game. 4th and 5. At the looks like that's the 33 for the Titans. Kel, what are you running here?
Boy, with this personnel, I don't know it well enough, but probably some kind of crossing route.
Yeah, I hear it. Oh, they went deep. Oh,
And
did
look
he
at
get
that, little
rid of it?
improv.
That was impressive.
That was Jake Browning circa 2018 for the Huskies. What was that? Was that an?
That was an
I got old
underhand throw.
man
Here
eyes
we go.
Was that
Here we go.
underhanded?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Ah,
A little
kinda.
flick.
A little sidearm flick.
Little flick.
Pat Mahomes
I would
there.
say Patrick Mahomes'
All
ass.
right, here we go.
Quarterback 15. Right. I don't have the. You guys got the roster there?
Go
I wanna
ahead,
See what that.
Paul. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right, so Storm.
It is sophomore Blake McDonald.
Blake McDonald. That was
Oh,
an impressive
was this
play.
design or did they miss the hand?
Fourth down conversion with an underhand flip. Blake McDonald. And Blake
Tough to say
McDonald.
there. Usually when unless they were running a quarterback follow. That was a little miscommunication.
Yeah, there's somebody went the wrong way, or okay, so loss of 1.5, maybe 2, yeah, maybe 1. So after picking up the 4th, it's 2nd and 11 now for the Titans. There's a blitz by the Storm. That's
Nice
picked up.
And nice throw and catch.
Great throw, yeah.
Flag is down. I want to see, is that number 8?
No, I didn't. They're calling holding on the blitz.
Yep, number 8 caught the pass. They made a nice adjustment, too, to that
Yeah,
pass.
he did.
And I think the pass had to be behind him a bit because there was a linebacker there. So I think that was a really good play by the quarterback. It's coming back, of course, from a holding penalty, but we can still credit quarterback receiver
right.
for making that nice
Chase
play.
blocked. A nice grab by Chase.
So the Storm, is it going to be?
We're looking at about 2nd and 21.
Yep.
Yeah, 2nd.
So, Kale, when you coached, all holdings were were from the spot.
Correct.
So if you held 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, it was the equivalent of a 15-yard penalty.
Yes.
And statistically, it was a 15-yard penalty. What do you like? Do you like the new rule that we've gone to pro and college, where it's from the previous line of scrimmage?
I do.
Oh, the little draw play here. That was a good call. Picked up the penalty. And yeah.
Spot holding is. I mean, that's a brutal.
It is a
brutal
Yeah, it is.
penalty.
Gosh.
But it was that way forever in high school. I mean, it just until this year, and it was like, I was like, wow.
29's hobbling back off.
Oh yeah, he is.
That same knee, it looks like.
Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, let's ask right now. It's 3rd and 12. I mean, you can get 6 or 7 here, but do they kick this time? They're short.
They can kick from here, but I think you got to have a 2-down mentality.
Okay. Field goals are not going to beat Skyview.
Nope, and you're the underdog.
Oh,
but they're taking a
little
shot in
fade
the end
back.
zone.
Oh, there's
no.
the pick.
Is that Secor again? Is that number 13?
He read that the whole way too.
I'm telling you, man, that guy was a one-man show at a game earlier this year. I shouldn't say that because Skyview's got so many guys. He's not a one-man show,
Yeah,
but
he read that
the
the whole
guy
way.
makes so many plays a game.
He was just watching the quarterback.
That was one, if you needed to adjust it, you needed to adjust to a back shoulder.
Yeah.
So both teams with the turnover now, and we're still scoreless.
Yeah. I'm hoping they get the lights on here at Kiggins soon. But
You know, there was a year, it would have been 2001, when I was coaching at Evergreen. Half of the lights went out in about the second quarter. Half the bank.
Yes.
One side, and we played the rest of the game with only one side of lights on.
really,
Yeah. Some
I was
wicked
at-
There's a fumble.
Balls on the turf.
And
I did the
Skyview got
Mountain
it.
View Columbia River game coach when those went out on McKinney.
Completely out.
And we
Yeah.
had to pick it up the following Saturday.
Yeah, I've seen some weird things in Clark County with lights and no officials showing up. That
Oh, I was at that.
that was a
game
Columbia
too.
River game too.
Thanks, Paul.
Yep.
Your homecoming game for the league title
It-
against
it-
Camas?
it was.
Yeah.
Number 1 verse 3 or 2 verse 4, whatever that was. Yeah.
Anybody that's in athletic administration now knows that's the story. I tell that story to new administrators all the time. This is what you don't want to have happen.
That's awkward.
You don't want to have the reporter on deadline calling you at 10:45. Was this your fault or someone else's fault? And to Columbia River's AD's credit, I won't name him, but he acknowledged my fault.
Yeah,
My fault.
he did.
And everybody's human, right? They
Yep.
make
Oh my
mistakes.
gosh, people were screaming. That was one of the most packed stadiums I've ever seen at River.
Bob Holman, the coach of Camas at the time, gave me. I got to paraphrase. It can't be an exact quote because I can't remember it all these years later. But he said something like, "Bear Bryant had a plan for everything. I wonder if Bear Bryant had a plan for this."
Right.
He was not happy.
No, because I just remember how we going to pick this up, and we had to. I think we played at 1 the next day or 2 the next day.
Had to get it in before the homecoming dance, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing I worked for free that day. I don't remember.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right. Well, Skyview went 2 quick plays, and it's 3rd and 10 for them now. So Titans D playing pretty tough. Oh.
And there's a 3 and out.
Another stop.
Yeah. So, hey, I was going to say that Union's record is not good. 2-6 overall, 0-2 in league. But they've improved a lot
Yeah.
since September 1st, since the first game or whatever. And here's something that we could talk about, kind of podcast-wise subject, but that relates to this game is that they got a new coach really, really late. I mean,
Right.
Kevin Code was hired end of July, was it, or even early August?
Yeah, it was right in that
And
time frame.
I don't care if he's been an assistant. It's got to be a tough transition anytime. And it's certainly, there's going to be
a flag. He had fair catch.
There's interference. Well, even if it wasn't a fair catch, you can't.
Yeah, you got to give him a bubble.
Yeah, you got to give him room to catch the ball. So I think that'll be penalty on Skyview. So
Is that
Union's
10
going to have
yards or
great.
15?
That's 15.
That should be 15.
yards
So,
penalty.
so Union's going to have
So
great
Union's
field
going to have
position.
great field position after
Again.
the punt return snafu.
No, but to your point, Paul.
Yeah, but yeah,
Kevin was in it.
Kevin Code is the head coach now.
A very difficult, almost impossible situation. I mean, assuming those duties as late as he did, but it has been. It's been fun to watch the team over the course of the season continue to improve and allowing him to kind of put his stamp on things. But yeah, that's a darn near impossible situation to put any coach into, let alone a first-year head coach.
Right. So I asked both head coaches, "You got a message for us that we can say on the broadcast?" And Kevin just said, "Go Titans." So he needs to work on that.
Run that fly sweep again. Skyview has strung that
See,
out.
there's so many things as as an assistant you don't have to do. I mean, the head coach always deals with the media like you, Paul.
Yes,
I mean, it's very intimidating.
Yeah, I guess so. He goes, "Go Titans." I said, "Oh, well, I'll spread the message. Go Titans." That's from the Union coach. I asked Kais, and he said, "Well, I hope you say touchdown Skyview a lot." That's what he wants. That's what he wants us to say. Touchdown Skyview.
It's a long throw, really.
Nice pitch and catch
Yeah,
there.
it was. That was in the old days of Clemmer. That was purple 32, if you want to.
Chase Lofton again making it. Oh, if we want the
The
Chieftain.
Gordy-
or
Gordy
excuse me,
Elliott,
the
19
We would still call it Chieftain at that because that's
Yes.
what it was then, right?
That was the
Yeah.
Gordy Elliott 1988 purple 32. Somebody's going to email me and tell me to shut up about that. I'm sure. But that's okay. Okay, so third and short for Union. This time the Skyview stuffed him.
Yeah.
Get a yard?
Yeah.
Wiggins was there, I think.
Yeah, that was Wiggins, it looked like.
And 24. Levi Webb and Kellen Wiggins, I think,
Yeah,
were in
Nice
on that
pitch
tackle.
here from Coach Code.
Yeah, here it is. Another fourth down attempt for the Titans. Ooh,
Almost got him.
I thought they did up top. So long count, hard count. Titans. I don't think they'll pooch kick it this time. But off the. Oh, he got it.
Second
Good second,
effort.
third effort there.
Yep.
He knew where it was, and he found it.
Who was that? He's a load.
Probably
That's
Alex
Alex Olsen again, number
Okay.
6. Yeah, he's the primary ball carrier for the Titans.
Right there. I can hear Jim Lambert yelling, "Wrap up." First down for the Titans. There's the sweep
Jet
again.
sweep again.
I wonder if they're just trying to set something up off that because
All right. Yeah, that's 3 plays there. They've tried that, right?
he had that
Yeah.
one after the interception. He got 6 or 7,
Right.
but the other 3 have been blown up. I mean, Skyview's just stringing him out the whole time. He can't turn his shoulders
There's
at all.
no edge established.
Yeah. So second and long again for the Titans. This is a third second and long in a row, but they've been able to pick up first downs. Back to pass, and yikes.
Intercepted.
It's a number 11. Number 11, that is Caden Hamlin. Junior read that the whole way.
So we got assistant coaches' sons all over. We got the
Big time.
former superintendent's son.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of big names in Skyview, and they all make big plays. That was a broadcaster trick there,
There
Kale.
we go.
Big names, big plays.
So we've had, that was the third interception?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 for Skyview, 1 for the Titans.
Here's Skyview now trying to get something established with the run game. That was Trey Jacob. picked up 4, maybe 3.
What I love about Skyview's offense is Trey can break one at any time, but also their quarterback is real fast.
Yeah.
So when he keeps the ball sometimes, and defenses think Trey has the ball, then Kennedy's got the ball instead, and he's gone because all he needs is 1 or 2 steps, fooling the defense. That's technical talk, fooling the defense.
To your call,
Hey,
Paul.
holy
Nice call.
cow. Gosh.
Oh,
he
oh
fumbled.
no, did he? That was a great run, and then he.
Oh, the ball's still
Still
out,
on the turf.
and I think Union did get it a second time.
I thought they had it, and then it came out again. Here's the official. They're both down there. Let's see it on our monitor here.
Yeah, yep, it is Union ball.
Wow, this is turnover fest.
Well, I did call Jacobs really fast. I did not predict the fumble.
No, you did not. But that was a good call. He's like he hit the corner.
See if the Titans can take advantage of that. They've had
So
some great
is
field
that
position.
two turnovers? I can't speak.
Yes.
On both teams.
Each team has 2 turnovers.
We are in the first quarter still. And
So and Paul, we've done I think 4 of these in the booth, and they've all been strange games.
yes.
Somehow, oh, that's a long throw too. Oh,
Great pitch and catch.
yes, it was. That's Lofton
That's
again.
Chase Lofton again, yeah. Chase Lofton having a game.
And is that Robeson again, who's struggling at the 40-yard line?
Yeah. Man, that's too bad.
You know,
No,
this game. No, it isn't. Or
Yeah, it's
is that 29?
Yeah, it
Oh, I
looks
got-
like it's 29. So
It looks like he's this time. Like
he got blocked pretty hard on that one by number 13 from Union.
was it a crack? I didn't see it.
Well,
Rylan Stevenson, I believe.
Probably not
was
in
the
that
guy who
play.
made the block,
Say.
but-
would have needed to be after the catch.
Yeah. Yes.
There's the draw against Skyview. Read that big time. Man, they got
It was there if they could have
Number 7.
tipped the edge.
We're all sharing one roster.
that was number 7. I think Tua. So we're down to a minute 15 right now. There is no score at Kiggins Bowl between Union and Skyview. There's a little rollout this time by the Titans. Oh, that was there. So it's gonna be 3rd and long now after the Skyview fumble.
Again, just try to get half.
Yeah.
And that one is that you feel bad for the receiver who, it's TV. Obviously, you guys saw that drop the ball. I don't need to name who it was, but the receiver feels worse about it than anybody else on the team. But you catch that, you get 5 yards, and makes it a lot easier for 3rd down.
Oh, there you go. Nope. Hold. Oh, how did he get out of that? Oh. All right.
Yeah, so the defense Skyview's playing, especially in the secondary right now, it's going to be tough for Union to take shots.
And Union lineman is down.
And, yeah, doesn't look good.
Oh, he's holding his
he's
knee.
reaching for his knee, and
That's too bad.
yeah. So the Union quarterback, while we have an injury here, we said was Blake McDonald, a sophomore. He is playing because Mitch Radigan is not playing tonight. Mitch Radigan, senior, in the 3rd play of this season, went down against O'Day, torn ACL. Now, you think that's a season-ending injury? It wasn't for him. He came back a couple of weeks ago, got cleared to play, and I talked to his dad today. His dad's an assistant coach, also Mitch Radigan, and they got him cleared to play. He is going to need surgery, but with an ACL injury, can you damage it more? Yes, but it still needs to be surgically repaired one way or the other. The ligament's gone. I mean, the ligament's not. So they got cleared to play. He couldn't do as much as he'd want to do. He's a speedy kind of guy, shifty guy who could get out of the pocket and make things happen. So the big brace, he was slower than typical than what he's used to, but he did get to play a couple of games. And family told me that he just wanted to play. It's a senior year, a couple of games at home for Union.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
hard.
I appreciate that passion. But last week, late in the game against Camas, he dislocated the same knee.
Oh gosh.
So, and it was late in the game. So the goal, the family told me today before the game, he's going to have surgery soon after this football season. And they really think they're going to have the type of surgery, type of procedure, where he might be able to play baseball for the Titans in the spring. They're looking for spring break for him to be cleared. So that's the news on Mitch Radigan. But, we could also just discuss about the passion and, just wanting to play so badly, you'll even play on a bad knee.
Nope.
So,
I mean, that's
Kale, what do you think of that?
That's a lot of times when you see that injury and people try to play on it, it might be an interior lineman who just has to move forward, basically. So the lateral movement there is tough. So, hats off to him. That's a tough, gutty move to try to come back and play the rest of your senior year, or at least to get, like you said, get a couple of games in. I mean, as a senior, it's just hard because you're not going to get it back, and so and he meant a lot to Union.
Right.
And what they were trying to do.
I should remind folks that we are doing kind of a podcast/broadcast. So that was fourth down after the injury. Union threw an incomplete pass, so that's why so Skyview has the ball now. So we aren't doing the typical play-by-play in this. We are doing some sort of podcasting where we take a subject and we talk about that with our sports administrator experts and former coaches. Both Tony and Kale, former coaches in the area too. So that's why we're getting their
last play of the quarter.
expert of their opinion. We're getting their expert opinion. So yeah, that's.
I was going to say though with Radigan, I mean.
Yeah. Now
you
Tony,
mentioned
your
it
thought
about,
on Mitch Radigan playing.
I feel for he wanted to be out there with the team, and and if he got cleared, okay. I mean, I don't know the severity of it to begin with, and if he had to wait till week 7,
right?
That's almost 2 months, and again. But to Kel's point, I remember probably 15 years ago, River had a running back with a senior running, and he just said, "I'm just going to brace it up," and the doctor cleared him, but he couldn't.
Yeah, just couldn't
do it.
So I was actually on the sideline for Battleground Union. I was doing a little feature on Battleground because I think when they won that game, they went to 7-0 for the first time in a long time. But so I was on the sideline, and Mitch Radigan from Union broke free from, escaped the pocket. Ran 15 yards for a first down, and one of the Battleground players looked at me. He saw me as a journalist. He goes, that kid doesn't have an ACL. Isn't that awesome? I mean, so I thought it was really cool that the Battleground football player said that to me. Is like, even though you're going up against him, you don't want him to run 15 yards, you can respect it. So the other players respect that he's out there doing,
Well, how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about football when it's done right is, yes, you want to get after your opponent, but they're doing they're working as hard as you are and doing the same things you are. So there should be a mutual level of respect there.
Right. Speaking of Union quarterbacks, who's now a WSU wide receiver, did you see his game on Saturday?
Lincoln went
Lincoln
off,
Victor.
didn't he?
How?
Yes.
Like that guy, he's going to be all Pac-12.
Yep. Yeah.
He's had a great season. Good for him.
Really cool. I might actually reach out. There's story ideas all over college football that, link to Clark County.
Right.
But I think it's really cool that we got Lincoln Victor. Without that injury, he'd be leading the whole Pac-12 in receiving because he was leading before he got injured. Yeah, but he missed. I don't know how many games he missed.
3 games, I think.
Yeah, but and then you got Tobias Merriweather from Union, who's a threat to go deep for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then I think I'm drawing a blank right now. Former Skyview Mason. I'm drawing a blank. Yep, he's a walk-on at UW, and he's made a catch or two, I think.
Yeah.
I know he's played.
He has played.
And it's just awesome.
Oh, there's
a walk-on for one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
The thing with Link, when you hear all the things that Coach Dickert says about him, those are absolutely true. I mean,
Lincoln,
just an incredible leader, and you would want that kid. Anybody in the country would want that kid in their program.
Okay, let's think of the state. We have state champions that I've been around for. Well, state champions that I've been around for in Clark County. We got Evergreen 2004. That's Cale Pyland was the coach. Not sure if I mentioned that.
We got luck at them. They overcame their coach.
They overcame the coach.
Skyview's going deep, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Oh my gosh!
You
jinxed it. You jinxed it. And
that was a good throw. Was that Packer?
That was, and that Packer. I'm going to tell
He
you
does
why.
not miss those.
I'm going to tell you why Packer's going to remember that for the rest of his life, because it might be the only time he'll ever drop a
That's
pass.
what I was going to say.
That's
That kid
how
has-
good he is.
He's got great hands.
And so,
I mean, we watched him for 3 years
yeah,
on
yeah.
Skyview Varsity.
Yeah,
and
no, that guy-
I was
That guy is amazing.
Good route.
And I make the joke that I remember my drop in practice in high school because I only dropped a pass once in my career, and so
Is that the only time they threw one to you?
yeah, probably.
ouch. See, I like this when Skyview runs this formation, Kel, the tight end. Nobody covers the tight end. See, look
Yeah,
at
they're late getting there.
well. Oh, good run.
No,
Oh.
it's-
Kept his legs churning, picked up another 10 after
That's
contact.
Jake Kennedy.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh man, you got to contain. You got to contain, or else he breaks contain. It's 15, 20 yards.
That was something
But-
out of nothing. Was that I couldn't tell if that was broken. I was watching tight end. I thought.
So we think of leadership. 2004 state championship. Then you had Camus won 2 titles. What 16 and 19, I think. You had Hawkinson. What was that? 17 and 18, and then Union won it in 18. Is that? I'm trying to think. I'm just doing that off of my top of my head. But there's some great leaders on all of those teams. But Lincoln Victor, what he did for the Union Titans that year. Might be the greatest leadership besides being quarterback and cornerback, defensive back whenever they needed him.
Oh, good call. Oh, gosh.
Almost an interception by
Another
Union.
pick almost. Boy, Union's picking that up.
This is this is an odd game so far, isn't it?
Well,
not?
again, and when we're here, odd things happen.
Right. But
So, I mean,
it's still
Coaches might call it sloppy. But, anytime you turn the ball over as a coach, you just feel
Kel's
like
being kind.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's
Yeah. But okay, as a Raider fan right now, if I equate the Raiders to Union, then Skyview's going to score on this because we just dropped a for sure interception, and then as a
the
Raider
next play?
fan,
Oh, okay.
guarantee you this series, Skyview, the other team would score because we should have the
So
ball right
Titan faithful, if they score here, you can blame
You
Paul
can blame me
Valencia
because
for doing that.
for
Raider
comparing you to the
mojo.
Raiders.
Oh, there's a first down. At the edge.
Rex Allinger.
Yeah, that was a good run. And we see it here. Is he out at the 15?
But seriously, though, as a professional sports fan, how many times does your favorite team drop drop a interception and then the other team scores on
Yeah.
that series? I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm making fun of my Raiders because it happens a lot, but it just
No, I think I
gosh.
told you on this podcast that I'm very pessimistic when it comes to my professional sports fandom, and I would expect that to happen to the Hawks.
Right.
Ooh, another
And there's 2 plays later, and they're in the red zone.
first and goal
First
for
and goal.
the Storm.
Yep.
Is that
And that's something that the Union player will think about is if they can't get a stop here, it's like, oh my gosh, I had it in my hands.
right? Okay, so at 10 minutes left in the first half, no score, but Skyview knocking on the door. Offensive signal from the sideline.
Time out, Union defense.
All right.
So yeah, back to Lincoln Victor that year. So the basketball coach wanted Lincoln to play basketball. Not that Lincoln was great about. Well, he would have been fine because he's a super athlete.
Yep.
But even if he wouldn't have been a starter, you would have had minutes. But he just wanted him on the team because of his leadership.
Right.
And he was also one of those guys that went around the school and was a leader, in the Commons area or whatever, talking to everybody. He just
I'll tell you-
Lincoln Victor should be president someday.
I'll tell you a story. So it was the July before they won the state title. So coaches can't work with kids football-wise at the time. It's a dead period. And I was up at Union. It was probably about 7 in the morning, and walking into the building up from the back, and there was Lincoln at 7 o'clock, and he had the freshman quarterbacks out on the field, and he was working them out, getting their footwork right. And,
Sure.
not a lot of high school seniors who were going to be the starting quarterback of a team that eventually won the state title would be at 7 in the morning working out with freshmen
Right.
on that field, and it's just those kinds of things.
But it was Lincoln his time at Union is legendary for a lot of reasons.
Did he lead?
Not just the
is he
state
in?
championship. There's a
There it
touchdown.
is.
Skyview.
Touchdown, Skyview.
Rex Allinger is what I've got. Number 5, Rex Allinger with
Rex Allinger with
is it a
the
4 or 5 yard touchdown
4
run.
or 5 yard run. Breaks the 0-0 tie.
Yeah, I think
Skyview lining up for the extra point now.
I'm not sure if it might have been an error in the graphic. I saw a graphic that came up, but yeah, there we go. That's the right score. I might have saw something different on my other feed. So 6-0 right now, waiting for the extra point.
Kick is good. So 7-0 Skyview here at Kiggins Bowl. 9:46 left in the first half.
7-0, and the okay. So I don't think it's. I'm not trying to be negative toward Union here, but I think most people expect Skyview to win this game tonight. But here's the thing: whenever you're within one score, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And so we've had a couple of turnovers for both teams. Anything can happen. If Union responds here, it's anybody's game. And again, Union is a better football player now, better football team now than in September. No matter what the record is.
In any level, when you're the underdog, the longer you can stay
Right.
close.
Yep.
The more you begin to believe, and the more a little doubt starts to creep into the favorite.
Yeah, I had a couple of people tell me, "Oh, well, this broadcast is going to be, real, short," because they thought,
Over get the running clock.
yeah, it's hard for me to even imagine running clock. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Titans back to receive. Storm lined up for the kickoff. 7-0 Skyview. See if the Union Titans can sustain anything on offense. They've had the ball in great field position after
Yeah,
the
they have.
turnovers. And then threw a pick in the end zone. Uh-oh. The flag after.
A little extracurricular
Number
activity
40,
around
number
the
40,
35.
number 43 was really 43 or 45 was really happy, but I think the official was looking to
Did
find
he
his
pull
number.
him down? Is that
I
it?
don't
I
know.
was
Yeah,
watching.
we'll see what happens here, but
It's never the first guy that gets
yeah.
caught.
Right.
yeah.
I can hear the retaliator is the one that gets the flag. I can hear it right now.
Personal foul.
Yep.
On both teams.
Oh.
No,
Offsetting.
the infamous.
Yeah.
Yes. We
no
didn't
call,
really see it.
yeah. I'll just give it to both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Titans going to pick it up at the 22.
3 receivers into the boundary. A lot of space out here.
Right, that's what safety creeps over on this side, though. Oof. Fast and incomplete. So trips this side now. Oh, did he?
Oh, Alex.
Oh, Skyview.
There you go.
Wow. That was
Gosh,
That's
how
a-
did he?
That
was
is a heck of a run.
great,
Yes,
great
it is. That
9
was
yard
like
run.
I'm running for my life.
His
type of
quarterback
run.
almost tackled him in the backfield, and
Yep, right there. Like, whoa, here we go.
And then to get past Wiggins
stiff
is
arm
not
right there,
easy
yeah.
to do.
No, that's
That's probably an all-league linebacker, right? Well, I should.
Was that Wiggins that?
Don't get me started on all-league for 4A
Oh,
GCHL.
come on.
Come on. I know I'll be negative, Paul. Negative.
Paul. I don't necessarily disagree.
All I know is there's 4 teams in the league.
So
So
if you're first team all league, you're better than 3 other guys.
yes.
Yes.
Okay,
but-
yes,
but-
come on.
But knowing the history of the 4A GCHL, there'll be 3 or 4, maybe
Honorable
5 first team all-league, middle linebackers. I don't know. So,
Yeah, you got to back up that it's going to be honorable mention.
I'd be all for just going to 4A, 3A combined for all league.
We've had that discussion.
But
in the league.
that's hard to do too. I get it. There's pros and cons to everything, but how about no all league team? So that would be awesome. When it's a 4-team league, come on.
Somebody's got to get player of the year, though.
Well, pick a player of the year then. But do we really need 6 tight ends in a 4-team all league?
It's nice recognition, but it's just nice recognition. Other than I think sometimes parents will think that, well, that's the difference between my kid getting a scholarship or not. And I guarantee you,
That's not.
Pac-12 coaches or the Tupac coaches are not looking at all league teams to determine who they're.
Oh,
You got him.
deep ball, you got him. Yep, that's a catch.
I thought he was out.
Nope,
of bounds.
he's out of bounds.
That was a good throw and catch, then. Okay, so Titans are going to have
Get a replay of this.
Yeah, let's look.
I think I would like to see that again, but I think he was out.
It was his right foot that was out.
Real time, looking at it, not on the screen. I thought.
That was a good ball.
Yeah, I need to do a little bit better job of saving the box, and by the box, but just between the numbers and the sideline, you need to give your quarterback a little more space there, so he has a little more room to work with.
So straight. Oh my gosh! Get rid of it. Oh,
We did. And if that hits the ground, it's going to roll. Oh.
All right. Well, that was lucky because it was kind of a high snap.
No,
The
that
Storm
could've
were
been-
all over it.
that
I
could've
thought that
been
was going to be
fantastic.
6 for Skyview real quick.
So, eventually, as in a few hours, we're going to figure out everything about the 4A GCHL. Well, unless there's some wacky 3-way tie for second. But,
Right.
but if Camas is 1, if Skyview's 2, and Battlegrounds 3, we know they're going to week 10.
Will the 1 and 2 get a week 10 home?
So the way for both of those
That's a
now,
great question.
it's hand seeded into the week 10. There's a committee that hand seeds
Yeah.
it just like they do the WIA bracket. So it just depends on who they feel. So the top in the 3A, there are 32 teams that get in.
Yep.
Excuse me. And the 4A, it's on the west side. I don't know what the
Okay,
total number is.
If we
but
get a replay of this, sorry, it looked like C-Core, and then there's a late flag, so it's a dead ball flag. But I'd like to see a replay because it almost looked like he went to his knee to catch it. But
I don't.
So-
I thought he caught it kind of behind him.
okay, maybe that's it. And again, we're so far away at Kiggins Bowl, so I'm watching live. Just I'm not looking on the screen until they play. So,
Right.
So, but
What's the flag?
This is going to be a dead ball. I think it's dead ball. Yep. Just a little cock. He got up and I don't know
did he
who.
do the,
I don't know who said something, but somebody said something. It looked like there was a little bragging. Like,
So, but Kel, you were saying they.
So if you're in the top half of how many ever teams are in that side, that week 10 agreement on the west side, and I don't have that number off the top of my head, then you would get a home you would get a home game.
Okay.
And so I would like to think that would happen. That if the games went chalk, if you will, tonight,
Sure.
That both 1 and 2 there would get a game down here next week. We know in the 3A that Mountain View is going to be the 1, and there's 32 teams, so all they have to be is in the top 16 to get a home game.
Okay.
So
They'll get it home.
they'll be at home next
Do you
week.
know if, I guess it'll depend on the opponent, but will that most likely be Friday?
So for that agreement, the default day and time is Saturday at 2 p.m.
Oh, okay.
But if the schools agree to move it, they can do that.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was going to be picked too. So Skyview with the rollout after the long yard after catch by Secor, and the penalty is walked off. So it's 2nd and 10 now at the 32.
so if Skyview wins this game, they will finish 8-1, and only lost to Camas.
Yep.
Camas wins, they will be 8-1. They're only lost to Yelm, which was a 1-point game, if I recall, 8-7 or 8-7.
Yep.
So, yeah, those are both top. To me, that means top 8, top 10 teams. So
Easy.
I'm expecting Skyview to have a home game, even if they are the 2 seed here. Do you, Cale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be my assumption.
And that leads into. I think it was 2015 where Skyview and Camas both made it to the state semifinals.
Yeah.
Camas, would end up going to the finals, and Skyview lost in the semis. I don't know if it was 15 or 16, but forgive me for not remembering the year. But the 4A GSHL, if you make it out of here, if you win that Week 10 game,
Oh gosh.
you can do something.
Big time.
And it doesn't matter if you finish second or first. And that's what I wrote about Skyview last week when they beat, I don't know when they beat Battleground a week or two ago.
2 weeks, yeah. So Skyview with got the first, third and short, and
Trey
is
Jacob,
that
and
Trey
I think
Jacobs
he's in.
That was a good run.
No, they called him out of bounds.
Okay, yeah, but that was shifty.
Yep.
Good
It's
job,
a
Trey.
22-yard run to the 1-yard line for Trey, and I think there was a replay. I missed it. Here we go.
There it
Here's a
comes.
replay. And no replay for review in high school ball, of course. But I thought he got his. I don't know.
That's close.
It's close. And no way from that angle could we see if the ball was
The
across the
official was
plane.
standing right there. I like to believe
Oh,
you got it
I
right.
like to believe. Yeah.
All right, so first and
I
goal for the Storm. Another quick drive, really. And they were kind of methodically now taking control of the game, which we thought we were going to get from the beginning. But the 4 turnover first quarter, 2 by each team.
Well, Skyview's really kind of just said, okay, we're going to commit to the ground game here.
Yeah.
And they've reaped the benefits of that.
And Trey walks in.
Literally.
Yes.
Okay, so
Jacob touchdown.
Trey Jacob didn't get in on the long run, but
I like coaches who reward their running backs who get the
Yes.
long run to the 1 and then at least give them a chance to score on the next play.
so Skyview is going to line up now to take a 14-0 lead with the extra point. We got 7:40 left in the second quarter here at Kiggins Bowl.
Number 21, using the foot now to kick the extra point.
So as we get as the teams get lined back up, I asked Coach Kaiser earlier in the week
Okay.
his favorite bands.
His favorite bands.
Oh, okay.
Man, Kaiser's
And
old.
I like
mean,
this because this is super eclectic, and I listen to a wide variety
I was going to say.
of music. So he goes Van Halen,
All right.
and I wanted to, again, with Van Hagar, it's not Van Halen. It has to be David Lee Roth, and I'm a purist.
Okay.
And Paul's looking at me.
You know,
and
I
he
think,
doesn't agree. Even 5150 I can't agree with it.
you know what's interesting about
I'm with you, Paul. I can get down with Van Hagar. I can.
I can get. Yeah, it was really weird. I think they both had the exact same amount of number of top 10 hits on the charts.
I believe that.
It's-
Probably
it's-
Van Hagar had more.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
But I'm a purist. But
Yeah, okay.
then, so Coach Kaiser says Van Halen,
okay.
okay? Then Earth, Wind, and Fire.
All right,
Right.
So I told you he was old.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then Brooks and
Now-
Dunn.
now
That is-
He's all over
wow,
the place.
I love that,
Now-
though,
That's
right?
good.
Now,
yeah.
now Kaiser, by the way, when I call him old, he is old, but he looks younger than me. I saw him down. He's got a new haircut. He looks younger than me, and I'm getting old. I guess I am old, but I don't know. I'm older than you guys, but well, whatever. But
I'm your age. You always say that.
I know.
aren't you?
It's because you look so much younger than
Thank you. I do. But
When I was in college, one year our offensive line, their intramural basketball team was named Girth, Wind, and Fire.
what?
me.
Yeah, that's what they named themselves.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
They didn't take it real seriously. They weren't trying to win the intramural title.
I like it.
But
Okay, so the Titans going to try to get on the scoreboard here. 7:30 left now. First and 10 at the
So-
24.
This is a big drive for the Titans here.
So next year, though, coaches will know if they want a big story done on Clark County Today by Paul Valencia, they will mention Prince and the Revolution as their favorite.
Sure.
So
Know your audience. Know
yes,
your audience,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I should have helped Coach Kaiser a little bit.
The reporter always has the pen.
The Skyview band is wearing all purple tonight, so I just assume it's.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh.
There's Alex Olson.
Is he gone?
Nope.
No flags. No flags.
Nice run there by the Titans.
Yeah, that's a big play for you.
So
I
here
was
we
just
go.
answering you when you said, "Is he gone?" And I could see the angle, and I knew he wasn't gone. But it was a hell of a run, great play, great hold by the offensive line to start
Yeah,
that
that
play.
ball was hanging out. He switched hands right before he punched it. That was good. All right, so Storm with a big chunk play. Let's see if they can sustain it now. Another run. And it looks like another first down. Real close.
8 or 9
Real
yards.
close. Yeah.
Now, I love 9 yards on first down or 8 yards
Right.
on first down
It's
because,
almost better than getting the first down.
yeah, it is. But
You really
I
have
know
a
what
couple,
you mean, right, you
couple
have-
plays to play with here if you want to take a shot. Or
Yes. I know what you mean. That's good, though.
unless you're the Raiders, because then the
Well,
Raiders,
listen,
the
just
Raiders
get the
don't
first down.
they
Just
don't
get
do
the first
anything
down. Don't
creative
mess around.
because they don't know how to do anything creative on 2nd and 1 anyway. It's a 3-yard loss this
Ooh.
year.
That was a smash.
I've seen that play. I've seen that play a lot. That's what I'm talking about.
With Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I've seen that play a lot this NFL season.
Man,
right there. 2nd
number
and 2.
11 was running downhill. Who was that for scare
Yeah.
you?
But what
Caden Hamlin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. You
Hamlin's
mentioned
had a
his
good
name
game.
a couple
Holy
times.
cow.
Son of a coach. Son of a coach. Son of a coach.
All right, so now it is 3rd and a little bit longer. Now 3rd and 4, 3 for the Titans. Oh gosh, you got to go for it.
That was Packer with the great play there on defense. I think it was Packer on the
Yeah.
great play of defense there.
Yeah, it was Packer.
Boom.
And he was running too.
Almost a pick 6.
All right, so 4th and 3. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th time that Union going to go the hard count. Short side here, Kale. Slant. Nope, he's rolling. There you go. Like it.
Got it. Got the first down.
Ooh. Yeah,
That's a tough throw.
that was.
I mean, it's a long throw.
I think it's number 8. I can't.
Yep,
Because those
It is.
numbers are so
It's-
tough for
it's,
me. Chase Lofton again,
He's
right?
got 5 or 6 grabs in the first half.
So first down for Union. What do we got on the clock there? 5:55. First half.
Coach Code would like to see a score here with not much time on the clock.
Is that a hold? Face mask?
Yeah, I don't know what that penalty could be.
Yeah, called hold. How do you hold and still lose 5
I was
yards?
going to say,
That's
they didn't hold
first of all.
anybody that made
Okay.
a tackle.
Now I am going to bring up again. This is more of a professional sports,
I didn't see it there.
I don't
more of
see
a
hold,
professional
sorry.
sports, just observer. I can't stand it when my favorite team holds on a running play. To me, it's like the worst that can happen is your guy's going to lose 2 yards or a yard or get to the line of scrimmage. If he's any good, he's going to get to the line of scrimmage anyway. I understand holding when your quarterback's about to get killed and you got to save your quarterback because you're going to lose 10 or yards and even fumble it. But it drives me insane holding penalties on run plays. And I was wondering, as a coach, is it different for you when you guys were coaching? Is it different a pass play, a run play, as far as do you justify it or
I never
understand it?
delineated.
No,
I just like
no,
stop
and
holding.
The irritating thing
Or-
about holding is a lot of times it is one of the most subjective calls other than pass interference.
Right.
I mean, you call it on every play.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of what you see. And I found it interesting now, too. I don't know if there's a comparison to the number of holding calls, but since they moved the umpire behind, because the umpire used to stand behind the linebackers.
Right.
And his job is he's watching the interior line play. So I don't know with the new angle how that plays out. But for us, when I was looking at who we had officiating the game, that was obviously I'd see who the whiteout was, but I wanted to know who the umpire was going to be because guys will call it differently.
Gotcha. But you didn't care if, as a coach,
No.
you
I
didn't
didn't
tell
mind-
your left tackle to hold a guy if your quarterback's going to get killed. Don't worry about the holding.
Ooh.
Oh,
Was it?
that's Lofton again.
Yeah, it is.
Picked up
That was
all that
okay,
penalty
so there you
yardage
go.
back.
They-
So
I mean,
now
they picked up a
it'll be 3rd
12.
and long, but it's 3rd and makeable now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to hang your quarterback out to dry for
Right,
sure in
right.
that situation, especially if you're on his backside.
Well,
So
the other
if he
holding that
can't see it
always
coming.
did drive me crazy was like the wide receiver holds.
Yeah.
That's when you get the nice run. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
just keep
But-
your hands
Which is hard
inside.
because you tell your receivers,
I
hey,
know,
look
right?
at no blocky, no rocky. Right? So
But if you're inside the 5-yard line though, and you're do a run play, and your left guard holds someone, it's like, what are you doing? Now you're you're on the 14-yard line instead of the
if you're
4.
completely on the back side of the play,
That
like
too.
we're running zone to our right
Yeah.
and the left tackle's holding.
Kills me.
Just let him go, son.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 9 for the Titans after a big pickup of 14 on the 2nd and 23.
Draw.
There's that draw again, and
You know,
That is
He
a
is-
heck of
Let's
a
go down.
no-yard gain.
that
or
he is
a
so
1-yard
good
gain.
at making the first and second guy miss on this play. But he seems to make the first guy miss all the time. But Skyview does a
Skyview
great
rallied
job
that
of
time,
rallying to the
so-
ball. It's like, okay.
here it is again.
Oh,
We're going
that's-
to 4th and 9.
Okay, and that's so Andy. It's so hard to read these darn numbers. Well, not the numbers. Andrew Orloro from Skyview. He's the one who came in initially. He didn't make the play, but he made the play.
Right,
Because
he
he
let other
slowed
guys-
down the
yes.
play, and other guys could come by. And I love it when people give those guys the credit, because even though he won't get a tackle and he feels bad he missed the tackle for loss, the play was still blown up by
That
his
can
effort.
Attempt a
45-yard field goal
Oh,
attempt.
I told you they got a good kicker.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Can't see the number right now, but
I
we'll
mean,
get to
you
it.
know, I guess. So big kick here, attempt for the Titans, and
Oh.
that
That is not.
was blocked.
That's not Keenan Moore's our kicker.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, they're going to
Oh,
return
they're
it
gonna-
from the 1.
Uh-oh.
This
No way.
This
I
could
was
turn
gonna say
into
if he
something.
got that corner.
This could be a 99-yard return.
Oh boy.
There's the one angle right there. They got it.
That
That is an amazing play.
that is one of the best plays I've seen.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Not just this year or this week.
Right.
Period. Ever. I've seen a lot of football. Crazy thing, how this started was the snap. I don't know if the snap was bad or the hold was bad. I'm not. It just happened. I mean,
It was a little. It was kind of a high
little
snap
high,
and the hold. It was both.
But the hold definitely hit the ground for he had to scramble and get it. So
So look right
the
here
timing-
when everybody's over here and he sees it, like right there at about the 18. I'm like, oh boy.
Now remember, they do this in college football a lot, and they
Yes.
talk about, or even pros. Your field goal blocking team is not a defensive unit,
No.
so the return is possible when you can't get it to the end zone.
And there's a lot of big bodies there who aren't going to run something down. But
no.
Kudos. I have to give Kaiser kudos there.
yeah.
That's good coaching that your kids know. Your kids know,
Yep.
right? There's a
So
lot of
that-
kids who wouldn't have known that I can return this.
Right.
So I'm sure they cover that every Thursday.
Especially Skyview, they know about weird
Hey,
field goals.
I didn't go there, Kais. That's Paul. That's not me.
I don't even want to talk about it.
they know about field goals that don't make it to the end zone. That you get the
Come
ball.
on.
Okay, but that was
Never
number
happened
one,
once
Riley Artis, right? Was that right? Was that number
that
one?
was
Yeah. I
number
just
one.
want to make sure
Yes.
we're talking about this incredible play, and I don't know if we even mentioned his
Yeah,
name,
that was
but
Riley
Riley.
Artis, and that was
That was
that's
awesome.
quite the
That was
run.
just amazing. But it was also, everything was weird from Union's point of view. The whole play blew up immediately because the snap and the hold wasn't perfect. It ended up messing. The kicker hesitated a bit, and then the kicker did what he's supposed to do. He's still supposed to kick it.
Right.
And so he just had no power because he hesitated. So it's a 45-yard kick, and if it
So that's quite the point swing.
if that would have been a 40-yard kick, it goes into the end zone. It's an automatic touchback.
Yes.
So but it was a great observation by the Skyview Storm that they can return it, and then Riley's just amazing at what he does. He had 3 touchdowns that game I covered.
Boy, they have some dudes, huh? Some skill kids.
Yeah.
Skyview.
So 21-0, and it's kind of a weird 21-0. I mean, again, we all knew Skyview's quote, "If there is such thing as a favorite in high school sports, we knew
Yes.
they were favored." And so if this score gets a little out of hand, not the shocker of the world, but it also seems a lot closer than 21-0 because Union had so
It
many
does seem a lot
opportunities
closer, right?
to do something.
Union's not playing that poorly.
Well,
Well-
kudos to the Storm. I mean,
Right.
they had opportunities to give up points there with those early turnovers, and they did not do that.
So while this is going on, we're 5 o'clock kickoff here. So it's 7 o'clock tonight. We got at Ridgefield. It's Woodland at Ridgefield, the 2A GSHL championship in that game. It's not a championship game. There's no such thing as that, but it is for the championship
for
because
the
they're
number
both
1 seed.
tied for first place, and that just doesn't happen a whole lot anymore in week 9s. You guys were pretty good at scheduling years ago in the 4A GSHL, you always seem to put the two best teams together for week 9.
Well, there was a while there that the Titans and the Storm were playing week 9, and that was probably going to be for the league title.
And before that, Evergreen Mountain View for it seemed like at least 3 years in a row. I know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I can remember when it always seemed like there was always a week 9 game for league title in the big schools. But now we got it in the 2A GSHL, and no one predicted Woodland would be doing this year.
No.
So congratulations already to the Beavers just for being in this position.
Well, and speaking of Skyview Union rivalry, Coach Kaiser had a couple of key memories.
Okay.
From the history of that too.
So
he didn't put the year down. Coach Pylan might remember.
Okay.
Skyview versus Union at McKenzie.
Yeah.
Coach Kaiser said this is around 10 years ago. Riley Henderson caught a 3rd and 8, but he jumped about 10 feet up in the air.
Yep.
And caught a ball for the first down and kind of sealed the win for the Storm.
Yeah. What Coach Kaiser failed to add to that is we ran a reverse pass that would have given us the lead. Fog had just come into the stadium, and we ran a reverse pass. And I don't know if it was a Skyview DB. I don't know if it was Riley, but they bid on it, and we were our receiver was about on the 5 and was gonna. It was another receiver throwing him the ball, so it was a little underthrown. He was going to walk into the end zone, so the DB did what you're supposed to do, and just comes and tackles him a good 2 or 3 seconds before the ball gets there.
This is one of Paul's favorite topics.
The flag did not come out.
Oh my gosh! So you didn't even get 15 yards out of it.
No, we got nothing. So
okay,
that's my memory of that game. So obviously, Coach Kaiser has a different memory.
He does say he goes. Now he says on the negative side, meaning the positive Union side, he does credit you with the perfect play call.
Oh.
He says Coach Pylan had the perfect play call. They ran a trap against us for 30 yards. That won the game. And he says Coach Rigo had the perfect how has he said Coach Rigo, the line blocked it perfectly.
Teamed it up just right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Coach Kaiser, again, he's been around for all the Skyview Union games.
Did you guys beat Skyview like 14-9 1 year, 14-10?
That was the 2005 team.
Right.
So
no.
We were at Evergreen still.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
No.
So it was a 14-9. It was on a Thursday night, and Skyview. My memory of that game. Skyview had the ball on our 2, and went forward on 4th down, and our D tackle got blown up and ended up back in the end zone somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be, and ended up knocking the touchdown pass down.
Oh my gosh! Oh, deep. There it is. Nice.
Flag there, I think.
That was a good throw. You tripped up on the shoes.
Nope, no flag.
No flag. I don't see it.
No.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Did they leave early? Who called that?
Looks.
The side judge on.
Oh, that's you. Was it right at the?
Or the headline.
A couple of Union kids were pointing towards Skyview. We'll see though after the call. That's a good throw and catch.
They're going down there
they're
still.
Calling it on Skyview.
All right, so
Holding
Union
on defense
with another chance to score.
This would be big for the Titans.
So again, we're talking a little bit of history while we cover this game. We're doing a little podcast stuff, the three of us. I'm Paul Valencia, longtime reporter in Southwest Washington. And this is the Clark County Today kind of podcast group here. Tony Liberatore from Fort Vancouver and former assistant coach at Columbia River. Cale Pylan, former head coach Evergreen and Union, and now the administrator in charge of sports for Evergreen Schools.
I'm surprised they ran there, to be honest.
I like the run play.
You do.
Because
they got 2 timeouts left,
right.
and you don't want to give the ball back.
And you
to
kill 40 seconds. You might break one. You might get 8 or 9 yards. You've done it a few times, and you at least kill 35 seconds. Make sure you don't want Skyview getting the ball again unless you've scored a touchdown.
Sure. Okay. I respectfully disagree, but that's okay. There's it. Oh.
Now, a second run right up the middle. Now I'm getting flashbacks to,
Was that Josh Jacobs?
That's our red zone. That's the Raiders' red zone offense right there. So Union is just trying to, look a little bit like the Raiders. And sorry,
a little homage to.
I don't think Coach Mullen gets paid what Coach McDaniels gets paid.
No.
So we're under a minute now, and the clock is ticking as the Storm lead here at Kiggins Bowl, 21-0. third. Union can get a first down.
Yep.
So it's 3rd and 8 at the 14. Paul did mention they have 2 timeouts, and we are going to snap the ball with about 40 seconds left, a little bit under that. And now, you got your whole left side open. Oh. So there it is, and Skyview and will.
Number 7.
Number 7, that was Tua, the big sack. And now Titans take a timeout.
See,
and
okay, this is what I don't understand, Kale. Like, it's 4th down, and why take a timeout with 29 seconds left? You could get a first down, certainly, but I guess I would have waited about 10 more seconds to make.
Well, it kind of depends on what they're going to do.
Yeah,
are they going to kick it now? Because I don't think they're kicking.
No, if you were going to kick it, I think you would have let the
Here's on the replay. Here's the last field goal attempt by Union.
And Riley picking it up at the 2, maybe the 1. So 98 or 99 yards. Oh, what a great return. And that looked, I mean, the way he had to reverse fields, it's not, what was that, Auburn, Alabama years ago?
Yeah.
But still, it was just the old, the Auburn guy who's really fast against all the Alabama guys who are all 300 pounds who were just there to block for the field goal. It was just like, you're not catching him.
So they are not kicking a field.
Right. So I mean, if you get a first down here at the 6, you want to save some time. I get that, but I was doing my little head. It's like, why would you call it? That's pro ball that you wouldn't call a time out there. They just kick a field goal. But yeah.
All right, so another 4th down attempt for Union. Again, they can get a first, and he's looking to make one move.
It's going to be hard to make.
A lot of guys miss here.
Yeah, he was down to. He had no momentum after having to stop for that ball. So
too bad you couldn't have done
pickup of about half of it, maybe a little bit more. So Titans turn it over on downs.
21 seconds.
Storm's super deep in their own territory, but 21 seconds left.
Here's one for the coaches. Now, do you take this as practice of what? Let's say you're down by 7 with 21 seconds left, or 3. Do you take this by practice and try to get to midfield, or try and do a Hail Mary, or are you taking a knee?
I'm taking a knee right now.
Well, we'll see how confident Coach Kaiser is in where the Storm are at in this game right now, because if I was, Paul, I would work on this scenario.
Because you're right now. You're thinking in week 10, 11, 12. You're not,
No, if this was next week in the playoffs, no way.
Yeah, you're taking a knee. Yeah.
And that's a low risk play there.
Right, but I hate that. I hate that play. I either take a knee or work on it, because you could get an injury or a fumble there.
I'm going to counter you just a second. He's doing that. If they'd have popped that, then now we're going to jump into our hurry up. With the fact that he didn't. I mean, if he'd gotten a 20 and 30 yard chunk there, then you do it.
Right.
Okay. So a little coaching.
So
here.
21-0 at halftime. Skyview. Riley Artis or Artis?
I've always heard Artis.
Artis. I think it's Artis.
I'm sorry, Riley, if we don't know that.
But Riley, that is one of the best plays I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a lot of years. That was fantastic.
That clearly was the play of the half, but the first quarter ended 0-0, and now it's Storm up 21-0. They've cut down on the turnovers. And we are going to go to VPS game time. Halftime we'll have.
Let's see if there's going to do. I don't know if we're going to do replays first, or first half highlights or not. I don't know.
Yep, here comes coming up.
Here comes first half
highlights. This is going to be the pick on the first throw of the game for Skyview. That was picked by Union. So again, just a lot of back and forth early in the first quarter. Turnover-wise.
Titans had opportunities down here.
And there's Secor, right, with that interception?
Yeah, that was Secor. And he read that the whole way. And then there's Hamlin with his pick. So you can see it was turnover palooza.
It was turnover palooza.
I think there's still one more. There's a fumble. There was a fumble coming up. I know that. I don't know if we'll see the highlights, but that's because it's certainly not a Skyview highlight.
That's a pretty long highlight right there. All right, here we go. I think this is the fumble. No, that's the first touchdown.
That's the touchdown.
That's the touchdown. So that's the first score of the game, and we're in the second quarter now.
Here's the field goal. Look at Riley.
This could be one that
Love it.
Skyview may want to send into Sports Center.
Great block by Packer, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the moves and more good blocking.
Who runs with him again? Yeah, 2 runs with him.
Yeah. Oh, two made a great downfield block to spring him right.
Right.
Let me.
Right in here, because I thought
That's
21 had it for a second.
That's Cameron Crooks, who is blocking basically 75, 80 yards
Yes.
beyond when Riley got the ball. That's impressive. So
There's Titans big.
Oh,
and
man.
I thought he was in, and he just
what
got.
a tackle!
Yeah, and that was number 2 with the shoestring tackle. We got the homecoming festivities here for the Skyview Storm.
20-minute halftime.
Right. Yep.
All right. Hey, we'll be back.
We'll be back for the second half.
The Washington State 2024 Outstanding Assistant Principal.
A little overwhelming seeing everybody walk in, and when you see Jack Aaron walk into your school, you know that something big's going on.
We are so excited today that we get to announce that Dr. Nick Davies, assistant principal at Eisenhower Elementary and Ogden Elementary, is the Washington State 2024 Elementary Assistant Principal of the Year.
I'm extremely humbled that people would nominate me and that the state would recognize me like this. There's a lot of amazing assistant principals out there.
Really what stood out to us was Nick's ability to really connect with each and every kid at 2 large elementary schools. And for 2 staffs and for 2 lead principals to say, gosh, when he's here, it feels like he's never been gone.
Just grateful for all of the support that everyone's given me. Everyone knows you can't do anything by yourself. Yeah, I'm being recognized, but there's been so many people who have helped me along the way that it's all for them too.
We're just so proud of him. We're just so proud of him, and we can't wait to share his great leadership throughout the state.
An excavator does its job, moving dirt from here to there. Behind the controls is not a journeyman, but rather a high school student trying to figure out their career path.
I want to work with my hands. I don't want to be in an office.
At the recent Dozer Days event, students in the district's construction trades and advanced manufacturing programs took the next step toward their future. Hello, and welcome to Learning to Work. I'm Mark Reith, the Director of Career and Technical Education in Vancouver Public Schools. For little kids who attend Dozer Days, it's a day of fun. For high schoolers, it's fun, sure, but it's also a glimpse into their potential careers. In the pavilion at the Clark County Fairgrounds, more than a dozen companies and organizations are gathered to recruit the next generation of building and manufacturing professionals.
It's great. I love it. So you gotta, meet so many new people, hear about so many new things. Just even if you come here not knowing what you want to do, maybe you'll find something.
Through conversations with potential employers and with professionals in the field, students are able to narrow down their interests.
They just gave me information, giving our resumes, making connections with people.
There are so many job opportunities in the trades, it can be overwhelming.
Coming in here, I was more interested in maybe operating equipment, but then talking to the equipment operators and then going 10 feet over and talking to the electricians, I realized that the electrician sounds more my style and like what I want to do.
I would like to do a little bit of everything, but like welding, manufacturing would be cool, yeah.
Students are learning professional skills and certifications in the construction trades and advanced manufacturing programs, so they're ready to take the next step upon graduation.
I've definitely learned a lot more math than I would in the regular classroom. Learning how to problem solve, I go to my teacher, hey, I don't know how to do this. Well, go ask a coworker, or go try to find 3 solutions and come back to me. We can talk about it. It's pretty good for problem solving, in the real world, yeah.
Depending on what they want to do, the real world might include college or trade programs, or going right to work.
I'm really, really happy I got my pass set already.
The Nutter Foundation puts on the annual Dozer Days event. Demand for qualified workers in the trades is high, so if you're interested in one of the district's programs, check out the website, vansd.org/choices. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Mark Reith.
Yeah, so today's training is all about academic language development and specifically supporting our multilingual students, middle school through high school, for content teachers and all disciplines of teachers, so that our students get the language support that they need so that they can develop those skills that are going to make them successful in life.
I didn't speak English. I didn't know English. I was born here, but I didn't speak any English going into kindergarten. And so I have a unique perspective that something that supports with teachers knowing and learning about EL and multilanguage and how they can support can really benefit students, because I have that firsthand experience. We didn't have those type of things in 1988 in North Bend, and so I felt very alienated. It was terrifying a lot of times, and so to have the empathy for the students, and then not only having the empathy, but having the tools to help support them, especially with visuals and repeating things and all the different participation techniques, is really helpful.
I think we focused on academics, but I think it's far beyond that. I think when a kid that is learning a language, learning a culture, understands like, hey, this teacher or these people around me are trying to help me out in any way they can, I think it just builds that confidence, and it's like, hey, people love me here, and there's that sense of belonging, which is so big, and if they don't feel like they belong here, then it makes everything that much harder. So yes, academically, we're helping them out with, for example, like a sentence starter, or this is how you say this, like, or the practice a sentence in English a day. Like, that's all great, but it just, in the grand scheme of things, it just shows them that, like, hey, like, we understand that it is very difficult and that it is hard, and we're here to help you out. And if they see that at the middle school, or even elementary, then middle school, then high school, then there's like, hey, nothing's really changing. Everyone's here for me and to help me out, and I think that's just much bigger than anything else.
I really enjoyed the training today. I actually am familiar with the presenter in other work that she's done, and so as someone who, my background is in multilingual language learner education, that was an exciting thing to see, because working with our ML students, I want to see them supported in all of their classes with their language development, because really it's not like students just learn English in one class and then apply it in their other classes. They're learning language skills in all classes, and so that gives them the tools they need to be successful.
Do you like to work with your hands? Do you want a job that gets you out of the office? Then the Construction Trades Program of Choice may be what you're looking for. Students in the Construction Trades Half-Day Program explore architecture, construction, and engineering fields, giving them a chance to discover their own path. Students learn framing, plumbing, foundation work, basic electrical work, and more. During their senior year, they have an opportunity to complete their own project, incorporating everything they've learned in class and in the field. Not only are classes led by first-rate teachers, the Construction Trades Program connects students to professionals in the field several times a year for mentorship. This includes field trips to work sites, as well as in-class presentations, demonstrations, and learning projects. Construction Trades is recognized by the state of Washington as an apprenticeship preparation program and is aligned with local apprenticeship training programs. Students can also earn valuable certifications that employers are looking for. Graduates can enter the workforce directly or enter specialized programs at technical trade school or four-year college or university. Build skills, build connections, build your future with the Construction Trades Half-Day Program of Choice.
Give it up for your Skyview band and dance.
shop at Fort Vancouver High School is a busy place. In a sea of sparks and noise, you'll find beauty. Advanced manufacturing students at Fort are learning not only how to make strong connections with metal, they're learning how to make strong connections with people. I'm Mark Reith, the Director of Career and Technical Education in Vancouver Public Schools. The Fort manufacturing students recently completed a collaborative project with Vancouver School of Arts and Academics with some great results. The new wing at VSAA, paid for with bond dollars, is absolutely beautiful, with the new gate to keep the school secure, but they had a problem.
We realized that in the evening, the way the gate was configured, people could climb over and that sort of thing, and so we knew we needed something.
In stepped the manufacturing program at Fort Vancouver. Using VSAA's traditional symbols, which represent the different art forms taught at the school, Fort students built a piece of metal artwork to block the gap.
And they created this amazing project, and it was really cool because we know there are great artists at every school in our district, not just our school, so it's fun to have artwork from other kids.
For the young craftspeople at Fort, this is real-world learning.
I liked the scale. It's the largest thing I've ever gotten to work on. It actually went somewhere, so I can go visit the school, I can see my work.
So my takeaway was this was a great introduction opportunity to working with other adults. I know they're going to go out into the world and work with many different adults within their company, but sometimes they have to work with people outside their company. So this was a nice way for them to work with someone that has a different perspective than them, maybe doesn't have the shop knowledge, and then taking their current knowledge and working with someone else to find a creative solution.
The project took more than a year, but the end result is beautiful and represents the district's spirit of cooperation.
And it's just nice to have a piece of our work, quality, up at a different school for people to see.
One of the things I love about Vancouver Public Schools, and I worked in another district for 19 years, so I have a little bit of basis for comparison, is I do think there's kind of a spirit of all the students or our students that, buildings work with one another. If they come up with ideas that are in the best interest of all kids, it's not sort of, we keep to ourselves and protect what we have, we share. So I thought that was really cool.
If you're in the neighborhood, stop by. The front gate at VSAA is visible from the sidewalk and is a really impressive accomplishment for these students. And if you want to become a part of this, the Advanced Manufacturing Program at Fort is a magnet program, open to all VPS high school students. Registration for next school year starts after the winter break. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Reith.
Have you ever thought about pursuing a career in healthcare? Are you fascinated with the human body? Do you want to make a difference in people's lives? Then the Medical Arts Program of Choice is where you should be. Students in the Medical Arts Half-Day Program build the foundation to succeed in 2-year programs, 4-year colleges, and beyond as they pursue careers in healthcare. Regardless if you are just starting out in the field as a certified nursing assistant or are going on to be a nurse, veterinarian, dentist, doctor, or psychologist, the skills and knowledge you will acquire in the program will set you apart from the rest. Students will learn how the human body and mind work through a variety of classes and hands-on experiences. This includes a state-of-the-art anatomage virtual dissection table. They will also learn about the many healthcare careers in the Health Sciences STEM lab and understand the responsibilities of the entire healthcare team. Students are provided opportunities to volunteer at healthcare-related events working alongside professionals and can also participate in job shadows. Students in the Medical Arts program can earn several industry certifications, which are exactly what colleges and employers are looking for. Students can also earn up to 17 allied health credits from Clark College to get a jump start on the next phase of their education. The healthcare industry is growing and is in need of caring, highly motivated, and hard-working professionals. Get a head start on your career and make a difference in your community. Explore careers in healthcare and be part of the Medical Arts program.
Welcome back to Kiggins Bowl in beautiful Vancouver, Washington. I am standing next to Kel Pylant, Athletic Director, Evergreen Public Schools, and Paul Valencia, High School Reporter Extraordinaire for Clark County Today. I am Tony Libertor, along with Nick Vole and his crew. We are VPS game timing tonight with the annual Skyview Storm versus Union Titans game.
Right.
And when we scheduled this in July, we thought this, not to say that Skyview hasn't a good year. Union's down a little bit.
Right.
And we thought this could be for a playoff position. I mean, technically it still is.
It still is.
But
Yeah.
that Union would be playing for a playoff spot. And they are.
They are. But,
But 2-6 coming in. Had a rough first half, rough second quarter, and it's 21-zip. Skyview. Union's going to be kicking off. And the first half, we saw one of the greatest high school football plays, maybe in Clark County history, on not a block field goal, but kind of a pooch field goal after a bad hold. And there's another special teams touchdown.
You got a hanky over there, though.
We got a flag, so it's
is
probably
there a
coming
hold?
back.
But okay. Oh.
Most likely coming back.
And somebody's face planted down there, too. So a couple of, there's a flag and a Union Titan down.
Looks like he's getting up, though.
Oh, yes, he is.
Good, he's up.
Don't know if he knows where he is, though.
Yeah, that was a little
that's concerning.
Gingerly.
Comes Mike LaFleur, the trainer for the Union Titans, to attend to him.
Yeah, meet him out on the field. He saw that, so that's good. And officials are discussing the flag. Here's the call. So great return, but
block in the back.
Block in the back. Probably behind the play, too, huh?
Well, it was definitely on the side away from where the return was.
Dang it.
Those are the kind of calls that drive you nuts as a coach.
Up top. Good speed to catch him.
Yeah, the Storm could have played with 10 there and still gotten the same return. If that one guy wasn't on the field.
Right.
All right, so still Storm ball.
I'm assuming the ball is going to be on the 10 since the flag was on the 20, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
There we go.
March the chains back. And
that's where the flag was, so I do not know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then here comes the side judge going, wait. It's from the 20. I think no. Yeah, here they go.
Now they're 20.
No,
oh,
there
no,
they go.
Okay.
There comes the public.
All right, here we go. So the block puts the Storm back at the 10. That is roughly net minus 40.
The umpire still wants to put the ball in the 15 now, and they're going, is it here? Is it there? Is it there? Oh, well. I don't think anyone will care, including Skyview. Just Skyview will say, put the ball in the 5, let's just go.
They might at this point. And we can see some exasperation here. Skyview Storm sideline.
It was a long halftime.
Yeah.
20-minute halftime, and now it's a 5-minute discussion on a block in the back. But, hey, they got it right.
Here we go. 1st and 10. I think we're going to see a steady diet of the Skyview Storm run game. Oh,
there you go.
Oh, as soon as I say that, block down. A little play action. I don't think that was RPO, was it? Probably just play action.
It looked a little more play. Let's see here. You know, just the RPO
I wish
game was coming in just as I got out.
Right.
So that was I didn't coach much RPO at all.
I cannot recall someone who was just in a little town hall type of thing. Some defensive player, former, All-Pro, maybe even a Hall of Famer, said that it should be banned.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what a catch.
Dang.
That's a nice pitch, too.
Yeah, it was. Good throw, good catch right at the high point. That was number 2, Paul.
Cameron Crooks, I believe, is number 2. He's the one who was blocking 75 yards downfield
yes, he
on the
was.
99-yard
doing
play.
his best Mike Bobo imitation right there.
Yeah. It was a great pass, too.
Yeah, it was.
So, but
he's going to be out of bounds or he's going to get it. So Storm get out of the deep end.
Anyway, this guy, I wish I could remember who, but he's basically saying that RPO should be banned because, especially in the NFL, and the linebacker, that's the only thing they can read for pass or run. And so when you can step forward 1 yard, it's just unfair for the defense.
Yeah, the only way that they're going to ban it, it's just is the offensive linemen being able to, they're going to have to reduce that
Yeah.
that threshold that they moving downfield, because that is I don't know. I mean, like I said, I didn't do a lot of coaching with that, but coaching linebackers has to be very, very difficult.
Right, because in
So
high school and college you can go 2 yards.
Right.
In high school and college you can go even further.
I don't
so
know,
it's really.
I don't
like the RPO.
That was a thing, but yeah, that would be real difficult.
Boy, Skyview doing a couple of chunk. They wanted to put the game away here. I was thinking clock, and they've marched here.
Yeah, right. I would imagine. Kale, you were in this position a lot with your Union teams. You're really, really good. You're up 21-0. The game's not over, but you feel comfortable. But you still got to work on week. You're thinking of week 10, week 11 right now, aren't you?
There's two things that they're doing. One is they're working on what they want to work on. Two, this is a mandatory exchange film.
Oh,
so your opponent's going to get it. So you might want to start doing some stuff that you might not really want to do. So your opponent is working on that as well.
Little bubble screen out here. Titans rallied. Clock's going to run on that, and it's going to be 3rd and 7, roughly, for the Storm.
I know, Paul, you
started at their own 10.
You don't watch a ton of college football, but and Tony as well. That I know you do. But the new clock rules with college football.
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. They've basically gone to the NFL style.
NFL style, yeah. It's funny, I know how people talk about the games take too long. I have never watched an NFL game where I go, gosh, I wish this game was quicker.
I concur.
But I'm the exact opposite with baseball.
Titans doing.
Titans?
Is he going to get out of it? He's going to kind of get out of it. But man, that's a
great
effort.
That's a great 1 yard run.
1 yard run. Yeah.
1 yard run for Trey Jacob that should make a highlight.
So, Skyview, go for it here.
Oh yeah,
I would imagine.
They're not kicking a.
Is that a 48?
They're not kicking a 48-yard field goal. I mean, they
could.
They could, yeah, but
yeah,
that's how things go weird. that's
how you get it.
A 99-yard return or a block or whatever.
Let's
Speaking
check
of
the hard
history
count
of Union and getting the block field goal to win a playoff
no
game.
hard count. They just run it. No, there he is. He's open. Nice call.
First down.
That's purple boot pass.
Purple boot pass.
Gavin Poffenroth, and he's one of my. Just a guy that anytime I come to a game, he always makes at least one big catch on a drive that, whether he might not score, but they score because of a play he made earlier.
Well,
and that's one of them right there, 4th down.
See if they keep that streak going then. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Storm at the 14. Clock is running. We're just under 9 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. 21-zip, Skyview. Ball is caught at the
five.
The 5-if?
Maybe the 6. I think that was Packer.
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Packer.
Only a junior, correct?
Nah, he's a senior now.
No, really?
I think so.
He's a junior.
Okay,
he's
you would
junior.
know.
Was he injured earlier this year?
Yes, he's been battling a couple of things.
Okay.
He missed the first game, I know that. Yeah. So his numbers aren't going to be huge this year because he's missed a few games, and I think I'm not going to guess. I know what the injury was. I'm almost like 98%, but because I don't know for sure, I don't want to say it.
Sure.
So,
it's kind of this tight bunch formation there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're right. He is shifty.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Good run.
That was a really good run. It was also great defense, great coverage on Packer. Made a great move, but the Union guy was with him the whole time, so the quarterback didn't. I think the quarterback wisely did not throw this. Ended up getting a few yards.
Yeah, so it's 2nd and goal, but at the 2?
Yeah.
2.5.
Paul, they talking about like recruiting and numbers. That's another fallacy for parents. Numbers don't get you recruited.
No.
You can
Not
put,
that number.
No, well, you can put the film on, and
Yes.
you can tell right away who can play and who can't.
Little rollout, and there is touchdown Storm. Gosh, I think they only ran it twice.
Yeah,
on
that
that
was-
drive. That was a 90-yard drive to open the second half.
Was that Hamlin who scored the touchdown? Yep, that's
So a pick and a touchdown.
Yeah, and Kennedy with the touchdown pass. And you know what? I'm going to give a little shout out to Kennedy right there, because I think he could have walked into the end zone. I thought he could have. I thought he could have scored a touchdown run, but he's going to share this. Yeah, see, there's.
I don't know.
No, he's got the angle.
No, you think he's got the angle?
He's
on
got
that
the angle.
pylon?
There's no one
Okay.
there. There's no one there. So yeah, he's
All right.
But it was like, I got to give my buddy a touchdown. I can't score all the touchdowns. Let me get my friend in there, and I love that.
So
love that.
homecoming night 2023. Oh, is that
partially blocked? And
no good.
No good.
So
I think that was blocked. I think the guy jumped over the line. You know, did the old who did that? The
was
Cleveland
Bobby
Brown.
Wagner that did it.
Miles Garrett did it
Oh,
last week.
yes,
but
Miles.
yes. So
Cam Chancellor has done that for the Seattle Seahawks before too.
That was awesome.
That was incredible.
The first time I saw that, holy cow.
Paul, I think also though when you're talking about a quarterback, they also like touchdown passes.
True.
So.
Yeah, but if that's a playoff game and it's a 3-point game, you want your quarterback running in for the touchdown there, because that was I think he, because he's so fast, I think he gets to the pylon pretty easy there.
So when I was in high school, our quarterback threw me about a 2-yard touchdown pass. It's kind of similar to that, and he told me on the sideline, he goes, "Hey, yeah, I know that the guy for the quarterback at River, whoever." He goes, I was one touchdown pass behind him, and I'm trying to be all league. So in his mind, he knew, okay, I got to catch him. So quarterbacks do think that way.
Here we go.
I got you. Here
we
is
go.
I don't know if we're gonna
see. Look, there's no. He gets to the pylon.
The spy was
Where is
there. 88 was there.
Paul Valencia right now? This is no.
I'm saying I'm positive that Kennedy's that fast. He would have scored it on a rushing touchdown
all
there.
right.
I'm not.
But his mode,
But he wants to share.
Okay.
All right. Skyview's all about the sharing, the love. Sharing the love.
So after the missed PAT, it's 27-zip. Storm about to kick off.
What was a 4.5-minute drive? So earlier in this game, we were talking about Union Skyview memories, and you gave me some kale. But I still remember, I think it was 2009, which Union ended up, you were a 3A team, you ended up in the semifinals that year. But you opened the season with a 14-9 victory over Skyview, and I did look it up at halftime. It was 14-9, and our headline was something like "Union gets defensive in victory over Skyview." And I'll never forget Kaiser. Like the next day, called me up and goes, "Defensive. We ran. We got 300, 400 yards. I don't know how many yards it was, but they basically went from the 20 to the 20, no problem. But then your defense did the old bend but not break." And I said, "Hey guys, how many points you score?" He goes, 9. I said, "How many points do you normally score?" Well, I don't know what it was, but it was a lot more than that.
Right. Well, who knows? It was the first game of the year.
First game of the year, so they only averaged 9 points at that point. But I said, "I'm sorry, guys. That's a defensive. If you hold a team to 9 points, you did pretty good." I think I might have even said that to him. If you would have held Union to 9 points, even if they gotten 400 yards on you, would you have been happy? He goes, "Yeah." But Kaiser, I love you, man. My wife and I were out for our anniversary dinner, and he happened to be there, so he bought our drinks. So
there you go.
that was nice. So happy anniversary to us, and thank you guys.
Another high snap for Titans.
And there's Hamlin.
Yep.
Hamlin's making plays on defense, on offense.
So second down and 12. Looking to go deep. And
again.
And a late flag, and Hamlin is mad at himself because he's had a great game, gosh. But I don't think that's a pick six. I think he had a chance at a pick six, but there's a couple of guys in Union on that side right there. So
right on Stevenson, again, what we talked about in the first play of the game, right? If you can't catch it, nobody catches it, and he turned into a DB there.
Yeah.
Oh, the hold on Union. Skyview
It
take
looks
it
like
for field.
Skyview took it.
Yep.
So
Okay.
second and
You're gonna
22.
back them up. It'll be second and 22. Yeah, there's the pick. Yeah. All right, so here. Oh, almost got the jump.
So I've got a relative who is watching / listening to us from Ohio.
Screen.
And he asked me how many games does a team in Washington play if they go to the state championship game, and if there's no buys or no quirks in the schedule, it's 14. It's been 14 since I've lived in Clark County, Washington, and that's it's 14.
They count back from the first Saturday in December, and that's when you start the season.
So,
14 weeks.
but in Ohio, he told me for the big schools, it's 10 regular seasons, then a 4-game regional playoffs, then the 4 region winners go to semifinals. So it's 16 games, which up until just a couple years ago was basically an NFL regular season.
Correct.
So 16 games to win it all in Ohio. And now I want to move to Ohio just to watch more football.
Let's see. You talk about football players getting to basketball late. 16 games.
I was
going to
say that.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, they probably start early August too. Huh?
Yeah, that's true.
The games.
True. Yeah.
Well, it's.
I don't know if they've ever really stopped football.
I was going to say, is there really an off season in Ohio? There's a great documentary. It's probably 20 years old now about Massillon, though. It's called Go Tigers.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
It's a different world.
It is. That's when they interviewed Chris Spielman for a few of those. He was
for Skyview.
And parents openly talking about redshirting
Yes.
kids, holding them back in
Yes.
the 8th grade.
Well, in the Massillon Hospital, they give them the
Eric
little
Botman.
tiger.
Yeah.
Yep, all
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
the maternity ward.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Shout out to Eric Botman with the tackle there, and
Big.
Yep.
Okay, so punt time.
Is this our first punt of the game?
No.
No, that's right.
Oh
my gosh.
Just happened on the first one.
Yes.
He
Oh
got it
gosh,
away.
that was the kind of
And it stayed
survive
in.
an advance kick, but he got rid of it.
It's one of my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite things to chuckle at. Is I've seen that type of play in high school football many times,
Yes.
and then the guy kicks it as he's just getting tackled or crushed, and they'll sometimes still throw the flag because technically he kicked the ball.
Yes.
So he is defenseless.
Still protecting the
even if
established
he
himself as a kicker.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
just drives me batty when I see that. But it's like,
I think I told the story about a Mountain View Evergreen game where that happened.
yeah.
On the rollout punt.
Well, it was
Or
kind of
kind of
like
a
that.
flub.
It was kind of like that, and yes, we got called at Mountain View. I was playing at Mountain View at that time. And
Oh, you were playing.
we
Going way
got
back.
called for a 15-yard penalty that kind of affected the game.
He is. He turned
fast.
that corner pretty good.
I think he would have made the pylon. I just want a little love that he would have made the pylon last play. So okay.
All right.
All these. Now, really, where is positive Paul? That's angst, Paul, because we didn't agree with you.
Well, as I tell my wife, it's not a gift being right all the time. It's a burden.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
It's a burden. It's not a gift.
It's
I wish it wasn't true.
So, state playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
State finals. We talked about this with Mick
Don't
Hoffman.
catch it. Don't.
Yeah.
you
But we talked
got it,
about
sorry.
this with Mick. I think that was in March. He came on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the WIA did eventually secure Husky Stadium.
Right. Based because of us.
I
I'm just going to
think
assume it was because of our
I had a couple of
podcast.
people tell me that. But family doesn't count.
Mick
So-
Hoffman, we love
Jen
you,
Cohn
but
didn't call you.
but
or
we
she
know.
let you
Jen
know that?
Cohn did not. She was.
Okay,
She was.
Tony. You guys really are.
She was bargaining with SC at that point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She was.
Thanks for listening to us, Mick. To
Right.
get it to actually, because you loved it at the high schools. But anyway, Trey Jacob breaks free.
Yeah, that was
that
kind of
will
that
be
orbit
will be a great environment, though. For
Okay.
state championship.
So, but yeah, back to state championship. So, before we get there, let's just go real quick. We got the tonight is going to be Ridgefield versus Woodland for the 2A championship.
And
Center,
that's winner is first.
yeah, winner will be
That's what you
first.
mean, okay.
And then Trico League, La Center's trying to go undefeated tonight. Well, they'll go 9-0, and they only have 4 seniors on this team. So
Whoa.
La Center's going to be good this year and next year. We know that. So when I think of things like who could possibly go on a run to December, I think the top 2 teams from the 4A GSHL have a shot because history tells us they have a shot.
Yep.
So Skyview or Camas, in this case, have a shot. I'm not sure Mountain View is there yet.
Big run there for
3A GSHL. Great for them that they've won the league title, but we also know there's some monster teams at 3A. There's 3 or 4 great teams, and I'm not sure Mountain View is
especially if
there.
you win week 10 the
Right.
next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
2A GSHL, hey, good for Ridgefield or Woodland, whoever wins tonight. You know, hopefully that team will win the week 10 game and get to state or whatever. But 2A is also loaded with some really good teams. I'm not sure we have some local teams that could do it. But wouldn't it be cool if La Center can make a run too? But is it possible that we have a team at Husky Stadium? And that's what we're talking about now, is that the championship games this year, all 6 championship games, right, are at Husky Stadium. And here we go. So that was something the WIA did. It's a change. A few years ago, they went from the Tacoma Dome to high school sites where they had 2 championship games at 3 different sites going on the same time.
Yes.
You know, and some people, very few people liked it. I was one who actually did like it for some reasons.
You like the high school atmosphere.
Yes, and I like packed
full house.
Yes, I can't stand a 70,000 seat stadium with only 7,000 people in it. I think 63,000 empty seats is louder than 7,000 people who are saying something. So that's for me. For fans, I don't like that atmosphere. So, but for the players, let's face it, they're going to love playing at Husky Stadium.
Oh, good move there. Is he in? Yeah, he hit the pylon. I'd give it to him.
Packer with the touchdown.
Packer. There you go. That was a good move. Inside out move there. All right, so the Storm are going to go up 35 here.
Well,
and they've come out throwing.
They really have to own the ball.
And I think, I just thought they would kind of shorten the game, but I think you guys are both right that they want to do something for week 10.
And I think they are trying to shorten the game. They're trying to get to 40 real quick.
Well, okay, but
because you get to 40, you get that running clock. And Kale, you did the running clock kind of started in the early Union days because of what I think you did in 2008.
Kale,
not you personally.
I'm not wearing that one, Paul.
Kale, did you run up the score?
Wasn't running.
I
no.
never ran up the score.
Oh, I thought your name was. I thought they called you Kale Pylon.
I took more knees inside the 5 than probably
Kale
any
Pylon
other
is,
coach.
I thought it was Kale Pylon on.
That's what Coach Kaiser has. Kale Pylon.
No, but there were a lot of. There was a stretch there where we had some really, really good teams and some really, really not good teams.
Right.
I mean, I remember being on this field watching you guys play Fort Vancouver when you were in the same league, and it's like, oh my God, you know. And so, anyway, we had so the running clock rules came on, but I remember you saying, I think it was you telling me that, as a coach, you want to, when you have a game like that, you want to get there as soon as you can, and then you can get other people into the game and move on to next week. So, so I imagine, Skyview's up 34-0 after the extra point, not 35 because they missed an extra point earlier. So it's 34-0 Skyview. And one more touchdown. If Union doesn't score next, then Skyview gets it, and it's running clock. And for the, we'll see if that happens. But that is a way of shortening the game now.
That's true. The other thing for state championships, so this year's at Husky Stadium, and then again to go back when we interviewed Mick Hoffman, who I guess I should have introduced that, give people more context if they don't know who Mick is. Mick Hoffman worked in Vancouver Public Schools for probably close to 30 years.
Yeah, a long time.
And then he left the district to be the WIA executive director. And he and his staff were looking at ways to host again all the state football championships at one site. 3 games on Friday, 3 games on Saturday. That's why they're going to be at Husky Stadium. They used to go to the Tacoma Dome, but it became too expensive and untenable really to watch football there.
Yeah, terrible football venue after they did a renovation and the seating was horrible. So because that was the last 2 years. because Union won a state title there, and Hawkinson won a state title, and right. And the seating was bad there. I can't remember if the seating was bad on that one.
For the Union's year was at 18. I think that was the last year they played it in there.
Right, and it was bad. It was terrible.
That's when you said you were just straight up.
Yeah,
Paul.
Yeah,
just looking.
Yeah, you just cannot.
You couldn't see the field.
Yeah, if you were in the first 8 rows, you couldn't even see the sideline, your sideline, because you were too high and the field was too close to the wall. So it was terrible.
So what the WIA has done a little bit for. Especially spring sports. What happened?
They rolled him down. They rolled him down.
Oh, we're looking at the safety. Yes.
No, the ball came out at the 2-yard line, but official ruled him down.
But what we were talking about was the bid process that some communities have done.
Right.
And then Paul, you asked earlier, like, could Clark County bid for if they leave Seattle area?
Right. Let's say we're going to go to Husky Stadium this year. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, logistics or UW says,
whatever.
Yeah, and we all think that if UW loves it, and by the way, the Seahawks are also going to be there outside the stadium.
To mention that.
Seattle Seahawks are going to be part of this the championship weekend, and that's awesome. You got the pro football, you got Big 37 football. Is that what they call it now? I don't know how many teams are in the big, whatever. But anyway, it's kind of cool that Husky Stadium is going to be there. But for whatever reason, if the powers that be say, okay, that was a one and done, then what happens next? I don't want it to go back to the same 3 high schools every year. I think community should bid for it if you can. Spokane would be incredible.
Right.
Spokane, I mean, I'm sorry, Spokane might be the best city in all of Washington for high school sports.
They have some venues.
They have venues, but they also have a community support for all high school sports still.
Oh, does he get busted out? He did. There you go. Nice run. 3rd and 13 from
yes,
the goal line.
As we've talked about, the WA has gone to a bid process for all of the state championships. Now, I don't know if they would necessarily football. They kind of like to try to keep it together, but theoretically, yes. And this would take the city of Vancouver and I guess really Clark County because you'd want to utilize potentially Doc Harris, but. You could theoretically do that.
I think you could put the B schools at Doc Harris because the parking is enough in the area for B schools, and then
so that's what I was.
That's the problem though. Is
would
the
the 2 venues be in Clark County? So just go back to what you're saying again. The school districts would have to help bid, right? So it would have to be it would have to be City of Vancouver, City of Camas.
Yeah, so
then the school district.
And the reason you'd want to get the city involved with some kind of bid like that is because they're going to reap the benefits, right?
People are going to spend the night.
Yep. So your all of your entertainment and your hotels, your restaurants will all benefit from that, and so.
That's what I'm saying. You can get sponsors. You could say, "Hey, have your celebration dinner at our place." That kind of thing.
Right here, we're saying Doc and McKenzie would host.
Well,
Doc
and
McKenzie,
you could use
might need
Kiggins.
a third.
So I actually had conversations with WA about this because back when they were still using the high school sites, and I was like, "You're telling me that if Skyview and Union both advanced through the brackets, we're going to play in the state championship game, you were going to make them go to Mount Tahoma High School to play?"
Right. That's
right. And they're like, "Well, yes." I go,
which is the basketball argument all the time.
Right. Well, yeah. But so I'm like, if you're going to use a high school facility, we can host it at McKenzie. We can bring in bleachers in the end zones,
right?
And we'll give you a much WIA money. It wouldn't be be like we were making money off of that.
No.
We can give you a much larger gate than you're going to get up there. And then I think we got some traction that could have happened, but. No, that point's moot.
Yeah. When I talk about my dream of 3 facilities in Clark County hosting the 6 games or whatever, and of course people can pick it apart, but you can pick apart anything. You can pick apart the 3 schools that are up there right now that they do it, Mount Tahoma and the other. But if you had a bid process and you got the whole community involved, and it's Spokane 2025, it's nice cat. Clark County 2026, back to Tacoma 2027, Seattle 2028, and Tri-Cities. Tri-Cities would probably have a good, a good community support for something like that. And it's almost like a Super Bowl city bidding.
Right.
We all know we're going to the Super Bowl's in Vegas this year. We know it. I don't know where it is, but New Orleans, Miami, all the Super Bowl dates, and it's just kind of, you'd have months and months to promote it and to tell people, hey, you've got the state championships come in here.
You bring up the Tri-Cities, Paul, and that's why volleyball is there, and I think it's the 2A basketball is also there. They make extremely competitive bids because of the commerce it brings into the Tri-Cities. So
Tri-Cities is volleyball, but
Yakima
is 2A.
Yakima is 2A.
Yeah, 2A. Yeah.
And volleyball.
Oh, Yakima's now volleyball too. Yeah. Okay. That's right.
Yes, you're right.
So we're
but to your point, Yakima,
they make very, very competitive bids.
Now I've heard things like, well, in they don't have as much hotel space if you bring all the 4A schools. But the thing is, football, it's fewer teams. It's not a volleyball tournament. It's not a basketball tournament. So there are fewer people that will be going on state championship weekend for football than, say, a basketball or a volleyball. So I don't know.
Let me just add, and I know this is getting in the weeds of venues. Does Kiggins have enough parking?
I don't know about that. That's the problem. You'd
have to get creative. You'd have to shuttle
people.
You'd have to use some downtown lots or near lots.
Right.
Because I think the bowl itself is big enough.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Oh, I thought that was going to be picked too.
Yeah, and then again, Doc
Harris for sure.
Doc Harris has great crowds for 4A games, Camas versus Skyview, Camas versus Union, but the parking is rough. And so if you brought in,
and you're going to be in the neighborhoods.
But if you put
every Friday night, you go out to Doc Harris, there's people parking in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So
you can certainly put the B schools there. Certainly.
Yeah. And the HOA can charge $20 to park on the street.
So I mean, I'm just saying it could have. That's kind of my dream scenario if it's not going to be at one place like a Husky Stadium, because I'm tired of. I mean, I know I live in the West, but I'm kind of tired of the West side of always getting all these things when we know that in Spokane is great for high school sports.
Spokane has built a new downtown facility for high school, specifically for high school football.
Right.
And what we were also talking earlier about, the city of Seattle is partnering with the Seattle Public School District to redo Memorial Stadium.
Oh, that would be special.
I mean, right there underneath the Space Needle. It's a beautiful setting. I don't know what the capacity of that stadium.
I don't know what it is either.
And parking will be interesting because it's Seattle.
Well, again,
and there's the parking.
They've talked about that the shuttle scenario there as well.
But yeah, just change it every year, or let's face it, if it's Memorial Stadium, if it is special enough that can host it all Friday and Saturday underneath the Space Needle, that would be pretty darn cool too.
And to Mick's point, it was more about his staff having to be split up and having, and that was rough for them.
That was Skyview. Skyview's starting at the 5-yard line, and they just fumbled, but it looks like they got the ball back.
Yeah, they got it.
Okay. Just to
kind of a high, looked like, the ball getting a little slippery. That's what that looked like.
So here we are. Yeah, it's the fourth quarter now. I don't know. We talked through the quarter break, I think.
We did.
so
I noticed that the Titans started going the other way.
34-0 Skyview, and as we said early in this broadcast, this is kind of a half podcast.
That was 99-yard play.
Yeah, half podcast, half game broadcast, and especially now that the score is kind of away. So that's why we're discussing these other things that are important, and people. Oh, let's see. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, Kel, and you obviously work closely with Union in your role, and they had some key injuries this year.
Yep.
What's kind of just an early, way too early maybe outlook for next season for Titan football?
Well, I think it'll be a better situation simply because the head coach is going to have
full staff for off season.
Well, it's going to be their team, and I just tell kids all the time, you're in the weight room in January, you're winning or losing football games right now,
right?
And so to have that consistent voice and that culture that's going to be there for that person, it's going to help the program immensely, and so that's really important. The Titans will be back. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Yep.
And again, the GSHL is so. It's a strong league.
Well, and that's something else that we haven't really discussed much. But We will get in November, around November 15th, the final classification numbers. And so,
Yeah, what are you thinking?
well, I don't know.
I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that.
No, there's a possibility. There is a possibility we could have some movement. It just, I don't want to really speculate necessarily on air about that. But
All right, I won't ask you who's going to move, but are we talking a 5th or a 6th team in 4A, or are we talking 3 4H?
I don't think you'll see anybody moving down.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a potential for the 4A to get bigger.
Well, that will help. I mean, just everything.
Well,
scheduling and
theoretically, yes. I mean, from a 4A standpoint, it could create some challenges for the 3As if that happens.
Yeah. Is it maybe multiple?
Well, I think all options at that point would be on the table, and with the way, especially with the way when you're looking at school budgets, and we've talked about that in our pod, it becomes challenging. You don't want to have to do is be traveling all over the state to find your games because you've got a 3-team league.
Right.
So you do have to get a little creative in how you're going to do that, just simply from a budgetary standpoint.
Interesting.
Yep, it's fascinating. So what we really need is someone to win like $1.8 billion on one of those multi-state lottery things, and then just build a football facility for high school state championships for free.
That'll be
with all kinds of marketing.
Valencia Field.
Yeah. I might spend money on a suite in Vegas instead, but
that's good too.
But,
become a minority owner, Paul.
Yeah.
Just buy in, right?
Yeah.
Give me 1%. Give me 1%.
I would,
Mark.
I'd do that.
Because Las Vegas Aces.
But can you get? I don't think if you grow your hair out, can you get that bad of a haircut? Would that work?
I would to be a part owner of the Raiders. I would do that.
The bowl cut would work. The bowl cut would work for you.
Yes, I would.
What do I need to do to become part owner? Just grow. You need Mr. Davis's haircut. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh gosh, let's see here. Hey, I got a text, so I want to say a big shout out to Landon Webb. He's a Skyview student. He's listening, and I just wanted to say hello, and your friends and family love you. Just want to say hello to Landon Webb.
Hello, Landon.
Hey there, Landon.
So we're down to 7 minutes left in the game. Storm have slowed down a little bit. And as I say that, they
they break free for a
break
first down.
free for another first down. Good running after the catch there.
So I know we have a couple listeners because I've gotten a couple texts about.
There you go.
So good deal.
Thank you.
So thanks for listening or watching. I guess I should say watching. It's not just a podcast. It's a football broadcast.
Back to number 8. Who's number 8, Paul, for Skyview?
Packer.
Just kidding.
Yes.
That guy's kind of good.
That guy is really, really good. And
he changes direction.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Oh, good block out there to wait for that. Number 70, Springham, or 71.
Mountain View Thunder wrap up an 8-1 season with a 49-27 win over the Richland Bombers.
Oh, Richland, were they at Richland too?
No, that was it. That's at McKenzie.
Yep. 4:30 start at McKenzie. When are you gonna push that back to 5 and 8 again? Never.
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 Yeah, it's great. Well, you
He'd
got
start at 3 if he could.
Yes.
Let's be honest, I would. We go 3 and 6.
4:30 games at McKenzie are crazy.
Ooh.
Okay, if I was statting that would have been a running play because that ball was clearly a lateral. So.
Yeah.
But the quarterback wants and the completion percentage.
Right. So the Storm again moving the ball, but now they're just letting the clock run.
Right.
They started this I think they were at the 2 at one point.
After that fumble. I think they started at 5, fumbled, got at the 2, and here they are. So, yeah, obviously, I think 34-0. I think with 5 minutes to go in the game, I think we can call this one in the favor of the Storm. I don't see Union rallying.
Last time we were here was the
touchdowns.
infamous Camas Skyview game last
year.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, when Skyview was up, 16, 17 points in the fourth quarter? Yeah.
Yep.
And
I did ask Coach Kaiser about that.
I did, but I predicted up here that game wasn't over. I said that game was not over. But this one, sorry, Union fans, this one is over. But go ahead, talk about that game.
I asked Coach Kaiser about that because, and Paul, I forgot the actual, that's Camus's 12th straight win in that rivalry?
Yeah, it might be. It's 12 or 13. I think 2011 was the last time Skyview beat Camas, and then they played twice one year.
Okay, so maybe that's what I was thinking. So 13, 12 or 13 in a row. Well, I'm going to say 13 because that year they played twice. But Coach Kaiser said we can still meet all of our goals.
Yes.
So, I mean, you want to beat Camas.
Right. You want to win a league title.
Yes.
And that's probably not going to happen unless there's a 3-way tie for first if Battleground wins tonight. But no, most likely Camas is going to win tonight. So it's going to be Camas 1, Skyview 2, Battleground 3. But yeah, but the other goals, if you can't win the league title, you can still get a trophy by finishing in the top 4 at state. You get to the semifinals.
And with both seeding committees, the seeding committee for week 10, and then if they were to win in week 10 going on, it's not going to be like, well, you're just in there as a number 2 team,
right?
I mean, they're going to get seeded appropriately when you're 8-1, and then if they were to win in week 10 and 9-1, and your 1 is to, assuming Camas gets a fairly high seed, there's going to be a pretty good argument there.
That they're a top 4 team in the state.
Right, to seed them appropriately.
That's right. So, and that's the other thing is that, so again, they're going to seed for the week 10, which is called a state preliminary. That's how I call it. That's how I describe it.
It's not technically a playoff game.
It's not technically a state playoff game, but it is a playoff game. So it's state preliminary round week 10. So
like
you have
a
group of people that seed those, and then a different group of people seed state.
Yeah.
So when they get to the final 16, it's a different group, right?
You're correct. Our representatives are the same for both. But yes, it includes different people because for the 4As, there's nobody from the east side of the state that's involved in seeding that week 10 game because it's only west side teams.
Got it.
Sure.
Got it. So, and remember, last year was the 4A GSHL champion lost in week 10 because it was seeded, and it's not just an automatic where the number 1 team from the 4A GSHL is getting the worst team from this. Because if I recall, the 4A GSHL champion had lost a few non-league games.
They were Camas was 5-4.
They were 5-4. Yeah. So they got a really tough opponent, and it was the first time since 2007 that our 4A GSHL team did not advance to state, something like that. So it's they're not gimmies anymore. But although I think Camas has earned a pretty high seed, a pretty good seed, I don't think they're gonna. I think they'll win week 10.
Skyview gonna bust this?
No, it's coming back.
It's coming back. Looks like holding.
I didn't see the flag.
Yep, holding. That was when the white hat throws the flag, he doesn't have to talk to anyone else about what the penalty was.
I got this one.
Yep, and I think it was, I think I saw the hold on the replay. I will not mention his name because what's the point? I'm going to be positive, Paul.
Thank you.
And
there he is.
34-0 for Skyview. So not a whole lot that's going wrong for Skyview in this game. So why broadcast who held?
So just a kind of a game recap. First quarter was 0-0, and there were 4 turnovers. And then Skyview scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. The last one being on kind of a pooch field goal attempt by Union.
A field goal that was short because of
it wasn't pooch on purpose.
The kicker had to hesitate before kicking, so he didn't get his leg into it. And
Riley Artis caught the ball at the 1.5.
And went 98.
And it went 99 yards on the field goal return.
Field goal return, which you don't see very often because, in high school ball, correct me if I'm wrong, Kale, if that ball had reached the end zone, it's just a touchback immediately. You can't even catch it in the end zone and bring it back.
Across the plane, that's it. So he was right there.
Yep. So that's
which is why you don't see it very often in the high school.
Right,
game.
because if all you have to do is kick the field. Even if you miss the field goal, if he gives in the end zone, it's just a touchback. So
And then the Storm scored on their first 2 drives of the second half.
Yep.
To go up 34 zip, and that's where we are here in late in the fourth quarter.
So without knowing who Skyview's going to play in Week 10 or Camas, I am predicting this year both teams to win Week 10. So 2 of the 16 teams at state will be from Clark County. That's my prediction. That,
Okay.
That's without even mentioning Battleground. My guess is Battleground. Battleground's gonna be 7-2, so they might get a good seed just from being 7-2.
Do you think?
And that's if Battleground does not beat Camas later tonight.
But because they're third though, they won't get a home.
I can't imagine they would give us 3 home games.
No,
but that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that won't happen.
So another holding penalty. So Skyview's going backward, and then there was just another flag just thrown right now.
Yeah.
Is that
and
who
I
are they
didn't
pointing at?
That could be a sideline warning, or it could be a 15-yarder. Why would Union be upset over another holding penalty on Skyview? That was weird.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's 34 zip in week 9, and
34 zip week 9, and seniors' emotions can be running a little high right now. Your high school career is coming to an end.
True. So we got a
There's
dead
the dead
ball,
ball.
unsportsmanlike on. So that's after.
That's after the hold. But still just second down.
Yeah. So did they already go back 10 yards on?
Yeah.
You're supposed to go 10 yards for the hold.
Right, and then 15 for the.
So I think it should be on the 35-yard line, but maybe they already. Did they already march it back to the 40?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did, so I don't know what's going on. But, if this game was a close game, I'd be really wondering what the heck is going on and maybe taking notes to ask the Officials Association what happened, because I love our association. They will answer my questions on it. Yeah. I'll email them up or even call the president and go, here's what happened, boom, boom, boom.
They still haven't moved the down box, though.
So I don't know what's going on. I think the official. I think the hold was. I think the previous line of scrimmage was the 40, because remember they already had a holding penalty.
Right.
So they should go back 10 yards to the 50, and then a dead ball 15 yards forward to the 35. But I also might have missed them moving the ball back already. But again, if this was 34 to 33, I would be ready. I'd be going down to the field right now to ask. So they're putting it on the 30 for some reason. Now that one doesn't make any sense to me at all, because the ball was on the 40.
He's still saying 30. Now they're saying 35.
Well, yeah, but the ball is on the 30-yard line.
The head linesman is saying 35.
Yeah.
See, that's what they. Yeah, you're right.
What are you doing?
So wait, I hope Skyview doesn't snap the ball. No officials are in position for the ball to be placed. For the play to happen. And
yeah. Okay. Let's get this right.
Okay.
Come on, fellas.
Yes, I know it's 34 zip, but you have. This is like good practice for week 10 for these guys too.
Come on, fellas.
There's Kevin's out there going, "What's going on?" Kevin Code.
See, yeah, he's.
And it's just this is so weird.
I think what you have is the umpire and the head linesman are at odds as to where the ball should be. Right.
The ball should be on the 35. It should never be on the 30. It should be on the.
He picked up the ball.
Yes.
And he's moving it to the 35.
Yes. I called that a few minutes ago, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, again, it's a burden. It's not a gift, everyone. This is not a gift.
Paul Valencia. And they started the clock. There you go.
What? Oh, okay, good.
All right. Oh, did it?
Yeah, I think it did. I think that ball did come out.
Ball
there
came
you
out,
go.
and it's
all
a first
right.
down.
The Titans won. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, and then
there
another flag. Another flag.
A little chippy.
But it's a dead ball, so if the fumble was recovered by Union, it will be Union ball.
Yeah, that's Union ball, but that's going to be offsetting again. They were both kids.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike.
So here is the thing: if you're
Skyview.
If you're Coach Kaiser,
yes, go ahead.
You cannot afford to have a player pick up his second unsportsmanlike, because he will not play next week.
That's right. That's exactly where I went to. So it was right here. There's a little bit, because this guy saw it. He's running in. There was a couple of things.
So that was
right there. I think it was. Oh, well, I'm not going to say the name, but I think there was and there was some words were used probably.
That would be the conversation I'd be having with my players and I know he is.
I'm not 100% sure. There's a whole lot of on that offense. I'm not sure how many starters were on there right now.
Yeah, I was wondering. I didn't count, but I think they've emptied the bench.
But still, you don't want anyone.
No, you want everybody there
to be DQ'd for next.
No, you don't. Yeah, because a lot of these guys, if they're not starters, are going to be valuable special teams players for you.
Right.
You want to be at full strength week 10.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
Yep. So 34-0. So
159.
Yep, and
let's see if Titans can get on the board here. There's a hold.
Another holding penalty.
And the completion, though, and wrapped up right at the marker, but that's coming back.
So did we
There's
get
the hold right there? Yep.
We might be witnessing the longest 2 minutes of football in the history of the Greater
So
St. Helens
here
League.
it's 7:20. The game started at 5. It's 7:26 p.m. right now. We got a couple more minutes, and then I got to sign off, and then I got to go fight traffic. I got to get up to Ridgefield to watch at least the second half of Woodland Ridgefield for the 2A GCHL Championship. So I might not get there till the fourth quarter. The way this is going now.
Park?
Yeah. I'm parking at the Rourke. I'm gonna be. I should have brought orange. Well, I only wear silver and black, so I might get hit by a car walking to Ridgefield. But you know what? It's worth it because I love my job. So. And hey, the Raiders are 3-4, and we just lost to the Bears. So if I get injured and can't go to the games anymore, will it really? No, I don't know.
Right.
No, I promise I will be looking out for cars.
If you couldn't go to Raider games, I don't.
Yeah, I'm still going. Yeah, I'm still going to go to a bunch, no matter what the record is. I've endured a 2-14 year with the Raiders, and we've already got 3 wins. So
that's true.
But I will say, that team played a lot harder than it did than the Raiders did against the Bears this past weekend. It was really bad. But oh well. I know enough about the Raiders, at least until 5 minutes from now when I talk about them again.
Kill will be at the Seahawk game.
Go Hawks! Yeah, the greatest uniform in all of professional sports.
Bringing it back.
Going to be back this weekend.
The Raiders aren't in Seattle this year. So no, but you mean the greatest other than that? Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Well, agree to disagree, Paul. I would not put up any uniform since that. The royal blue and the silver helmets. Oh, it's
remember when Emmett Smith broke the rushing record against the Seahawks, and I think some national reporter goes, "Gosh, we're going to see this film for the rest of our lives on NFL Films, and against those horrible Seahawk uniforms."
The ones we have now are at least the ones in between. The ones from the first Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh, those are atrocious.
Haven't had too many changes for the Raider uniform in about 40, 50 years.
No,
because
it's always been.
It's always been.
Yeah, when I play them on
since
Madden,
Al Davis
like,
got
you
there.
Want the AFL one? I was like, what's? I can't even hardly tell the difference. The helmet.
They had white jerseys with silver numbers at one point.
Yes.
Though, didn't they?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Almost pick.
31 seconds left, and that was 4th down. So now we just have a kneel down. Well, wait a minute. Or what? Yeah, that was 4th down.
That was 4th. Yeah. So change of possession.
There we go.
My guess is Skyview will be in victory formation.
So this game will be
wrap up week 9 in the 4A GSHL.
So let me see if I can get any update on.
Yeah, we should have a Battleground Canvas score, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I'll try to find something, but of course my phone just went wacky. I like following Joe Papermaker. So 8 minutes ago it was 7-0 Camas. So they probably scored in the first drive of the game.
There's the knee, the victory knee.
So Skyview, what is that? 8-1 now, right? They finished 8-1. Only loss was to Camas. That's a pretty darn good resume.
That's a great resume.
So
the Storm.
That's like 8.5.
Yes, it really is. And so Skyview finishes 8-1. They're going to go to Week 10. I would assume they're going to get a home game in Week 10, just like Camas will. So we'll have 2 home games next week for Week 10.
So, yeah, Skyview will be back here at Kiggins on Friday or Saturday.
We'll figure out who they're playing, tomorrow, Cale?
No, not
Or
till Sunday.
Not till Sunday. Oh, because there's some Saturday games.
Some Saturday games.
So those committees meet 9 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So by 3.
So I was told that I asked the question. I go, when are you going to let us know? Would you hope to let us know? And they were hoping by 11.
Oh, even better.
Oh, cool. So
and the guy who's the chairman for those committees.
So
I was like, all right, I like your rationale for
great.
pushing that.
There you
So
go.
hey, I imagine we'll get some second half highlights. That's how we usually do. And hey,
Yeah, here-
just like that.
we're
Oh,
going back to
first
game
half
highlights.
First half, so whole game highlights.
So
first.
here's that first pick. So again, Union had great field position.
They did. They had
based
some
on Skyview's turnovers.
Had some
Yeah.
opportunities early.
Yeah, and here comes reception. Boom.
Yep, he had a great all-around game, both sides of the ball. Caught a touchdown pass. That was the last.
Everybody,
touchdown
if
of the
you're
game.
watching at home, just watch your screen in a couple seconds here or a couple minutes. We're going to get the big long field goal return from Riley, one of the greatest plays I've ever seen.
So what I like about this is, and we had this higher vantage point, is you could see him check the backside as he ran toward the sideline.
Yeah, you could.
So here's Skyview's first touchdown. That made it 7-0. And again, here's the return.
Boom. Watch.
So he reads it. Look where
he's like, I got this. Great blocking there by Packer. Boom. Makes a guy miss. Riley makes a guy miss, and then boom. And here was it? Cameron Crooks, number 2. He makes a block. You can't see it right there, but he does make a block. Yeah, he gets that guy out of. Oh my gosh! What a great play by all of the Skyview Storm, not just Riley.
Right.
I love that play
There's
so
4
much.
guys in the end zone
because
running. Here's second half highlights.
Yep.
And as we said earlier, Skyview had a 90-yard drive to start the half, made it 27-zip. That's actually the last touchdown.
There's a touchdown pass to Hamlin.
And that made it 34.
And that was where Kennedy was like, I'll be nice and share my touchdown. And then Packer. Here's the last touchdown.
Oh, my bad. That's right. Packer had the last one and dive into the pylon. Okay, so we're going to sign off here.
34-0 Sky. Hey, this was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I hope our listeners enjoyed that it wasn't just game coverage. It was also just talking about some things in high school sports. And we do that every couple weeks with Clark County Today's sports podcast, the 3 of us. It's just me talking dumb stuff, but I got experts here, sports administrator experts, Tony and Cale, that make me sound a lot better. So thank you, Tony and Cale.
Everything.
Well, I'm always right.
You're calling us
I'm
experts?
always right,
Really?
and it's a burden to be always right, not a
all right.
gift.
So
but you guys are experts.
The next time we record, we'll have week 10 in the book.
Yeah, maybe even week 11, depending on what we do.
Yeah, true. We might.
We'll figure that out.
So we'll see. End up, but like you said earlier, Paul, GSHL 4A's got a good chance.
Good chance, and maybe even Trico League can do something special too with
Trico
La
Center.
So
good luck to everybody in the playoffs. So
yep,
and we're going to be signing off here. Thank you for listening and watching, and thanks again for Nick Voll and the VPS Game Time crew. Thank you.